I love your writing. Daily your writing just it is.
Yes, true.
And
But you are
Veda,
taking so much care
yours also.
to comment on everybody's post. I mean,
Very nice.
so
Very
motivating.
every day you are writing so nicely. It is worth watching and reading.
Yeah,
Really.
Sangamitra. And when you are not coming now, then it strikes very Sangamitra.
Yeah. Definitely. Exactly, Shoma. Darling, you are telling exactly right.
Yes.
Those who are very regular, once they are missing, no, so we are worried about that.
I think somebody wants to.
Yeah, Munmun has joined. Kobita, I can see. Aditri.
Hi Veda, it's me Duel.
Vida, what about the other speakers? Are they going to join when their time comes?
Seven more have joined. I think 7 more have joined. Ahana has joined.
I can't see. I don't see Ahana. Maybe. Yeah, Ahana Ganguly. Yeah.
Yeah, Ahana has joined. I can see her name.
Right.
Tapatidhar just popped out and disappeared.
Veda Di?
Vinapti Patil.
Yeah. Yeah, I just want to check. Just see if I'm visible and audible or not.
Yeah,
you are one person.
You are.
No,
You
just
are.
a second. No, just a second.
Mm-hmm.
Now, am I visible? I'm visible, right?
Yes.
Yeah, okay, thank you.
I see a lot of people joining in now.
Yes.
12 more people have joined.
12 people have joined. The 12 people are Deepam, Vita, Ankita, Anjan, Goswami. Manami is there. Minauti, Munmun, Priyanka Datta.
Sri Lakshmi.
Yeah.
Total 22 now. So far.
22 now, yes.
Have joined. Priyanka Datta has left. So Sangamitra, today is off day, so little bit relaxing.
No, actually, I have a big medical crisis at home.
Why?
Yeah, I have a dependent aunt who is like critically ill. And and along with I only take care of her. She's like my choto pishi. So she is not married and all. So I take it. So she is ill, and then when we tried to admit her, we found she's COVID positive also. So I mean, it's like she's hanging between life and death. So we are very worried, and like my dad's youngest sister, so
Oh,
kind of
somebody. Acha, acha.
yes. And
But-
then daughter is leaving also on Wednesday, so I'm
Okay.
sad also. Yeah.
So, my prayers, she get well soon. That only
Yeah, thank you so much. Really need it.
my prayer. Somebody wants to join. I think they would say that.
Our prayer with her. Don't
Yeah.
be upset. Don't be sad. He'll be okay soon.
Yeah,
Sorry,
just
yeah.
hope so. You know that
Yeah.
day when you called me, Shomati, like I was
I know. You.
8
I was-
hours. I was in front of the hospital.
My God.
Trying to admit her, and it was like it's a hospital which is taking in COVID patients. So
Okay.
every 1 minute was as ambulance was coming in, bringing in COVID patients. I was very mentally stressed out also.
Yeah. No, I understood. That's why I didn't call again. I understood that
Yeah.
some crisis is.
I can't take leave also. Work is also very stressful. So
18 have joined. 18 have joined.
18, yes.
So now
26
total
total.
26. So
26.
Veda, should we start? Otherwise, we won't be able to finish on time, I think. We have a lot of speakers today.
Hello, Veda. I'm Shampidi here.
Hi,
Hi,
Shampi. Welcome.
Nice to
Hi,
see you.
Shampi.
Hi, Shampi.
Hello.
See your face.
Video.
Show your face.
Hi, Sujay. Welcome.
Please
So,
switch on
Shamamita,
your
we'll
আমার
start.
শরীরটা ঠিক নেই গো বেদা, সেই জন্য আমার অবস্থা খুব খারাপ।
It's okay.
It's
Shamamita,
not
just,
that how.
just in a minute, you can start. It's 6:29.
Hi. Hi, Shampi.
I think
I
I,
soon.
by
কি হয়েছে
mistake, I
তোমার
think
পরে ফোন করবো তোমায়।
Name swept.
ভালো
Hello,
থাকো।
Shampi.
হ্যালো সোমাদি।
শরীর খারাপ, গলা কেমন
হ্যাঁ,
আছে?
গলা ঠিক আছে, জ্বর নেই
হ্যাঁ।
কিন্তু কাঁপুনি হচ্ছে একটা।
Oh.
বাট বেদা ইনভিটেশন দিয়েছে, সো ওটা আমি কিছুতেই
গ্রেট ডে
ইগনোর করতে পারি না।
কি শরীর ভালো রাখো। হ্যাঁ হ্যাঁ।
চম্পি মেসেজ করবো, হ্যাঁ চম্পি।
একদম একদম একদম।
ওকে, হ্যাঁ হ্যাঁ।
বেদা অফ হয়ে গেল, মানে ছবি থেকে বেরিয়ে যাচ্ছি। হ্যাঁ বেদা,
টেক কেয়ার শম্পি, টেক কেয়ার।
Take care, Shampiti. Take care.
টেক কেয়ার। হ্যাঁ।
hello. আমি
Hello, good evening.
কারে জানি করে দিছি, রিজেক্ট করে
Good
দিছি।
evening.
পারমিতা।
হ্যাঁ পারমিতা।
Hello,
Arvita, show your face. We can't see you.
I can't show such
We are
beautiful
all
ladies
waiting
are here. I
for
can't show my
everybody's
face. You all are
face.
so beautiful and well decked up.
We are not decked up. No.
I am in such a pathetic condition. I cannot show my
হ্যালো পারমিতা, দিস ইজ শাম্পিদি।
Shampidi, hello. Hi, good evening.
গুড ইভিনিং।
তোমরা সব যা সুন্দর, আমি মোটেও একদমই মুখ দেখাবো না।
Ish.
সব এত
আমি-
মিষ্টি মিষ্টি লাগছে। সঙ্গীতাকেও খুব সুন্দর লাগছে।
আই এম আন্ডার মাই ব্ল্যাঙ্কেট ডিয়ার।
Even me too.
আজকে কিন্তু অত ঠান্ডা নেই অবশ্য।
ভীষণ গরম।
বাট আই এম ফিলিং ভেরি কোল্ড।
আমি তো
Because I am-
বসে আছি ঘরে, এত গরম লাগছে শাড়ি ফাড়ি পরে।
এত গরম সঙ্গমিত্রা?
ভীষণ গরম। আমার শরীরটা ভালো নেই, এত গরম লাগছে আজকে। এসি চালিয়ে দিয়েছি, এত গরম
ও
লাগছে।
মাই গড।
Oh my God, you. AC
সবার
on.
কাছে খুবই সুন্দর লাগছে। মনামিদিকেও ভালো লাগছে।
মনামিদি না রাজশ্রী দি।
ফ্যানও চলছে, ফ্যানও চলছে।
Actually,
লাগছে আমার।
মনামি আমার মেয়ে।
আমি তাই বললাম মনামিদি
laptop
নাকি
থেকে- আসলে ওর
রাজশ্রী দি।
ল্যাপটপ থেকে করছি তো ওই জন্য দেখাচ্ছে। আমার ল্যাপটপ ভীষণ, মাই ল্যাপটপ ইজ ভেরি স্লো, সো আই টোল্ড her to set up on her laptop. Today is Sunday.
এই তো
That
কোথায় তোমার ব্ল্যাঙ্কেট?
Actually can't control.
Paramita is also there. Hi.
পারমিতা।
না
তা দেখলাম যে এই অপশনটা আছে যখন, চলো চাম্পিদি সাহস জোগালো।
উইদাউট মেকআপ পারমিতা খুব সুন্দর লাগছে, খুবই মিষ্টি লাগছে।
থ্যাংক ইউ থ্যাংক ইউ।
আমাকে বলো রাজশ্রী দি, আমাকে বলো।
তুমি তো মানে
আরে তুমি তো হিরোইন, সবসময় দিয়ে সুন্দর।
এই রাম, কি আওয়াজ দেওয়া।
মোটা আওয়াজ না।
সম্পিদি খুব সুন্দর লাগছে।
Hi, Suranjita.
Hello.
সুরঞ্জিতা, হ্যালো সুরঞ্জিতা।
Hello, Suranjita. Show your Anuja is there.
very Saranjit.
Hi, Anuja.
Welcome everyone.
We are Dekha.
I think Devavita has gone.
Yes.
Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
Good
evening.
It's 6:30.
Good evening.
And
Hi,
I'm ready
everyone.
to
We have
start.
reached the 50 mark,
We
Deveda.
have reached the 50 mark. That's great.
50.
Yeah. And,
It's 50 already.
It's 50
and I
already.
see already 37 live on Facebook. So that's good enough. Hi Sudarshana. Hi Nirza. Others have joined in too. So okay, we are all going on mute. And Changomitra, I can't see you.
You can't see.
Yeah, I can see you now. So yeah, here you go. You can start.
So let's start. Okay. Hello, and a very, very good evening to all of you. Can I hear a good evening on this very, very eagerly anticipated and awaited day?
Good evening.
Good evening.
Yes, good evening, and really nice to hear your voices after such a long time. To see you all after such a long time, and this is, at least to me, this was one of the most anticipated and awaited event of this happy new year. I have been in multiple conversations with Veda, and finally that D-Day has come, which is the official launch of our very own, the She Saga. Okay. So, before I start, maybe just 2 lines about myself, though many of you here know me, but I think I see quite a few new faces, and it's good that we start off with a round of introduction. So, I am Shango Mitra, going by Shango Mitra Ghosh Basu. I prefer my full name. And I won't disclose my age, but I am, in the work. I'm a working professional, an IT engagement director, senior consultant in Tata Consultancy Services for the last 22 years, and committed to the same man for more than 3 decades, married to him only for more than 2 decades, and have a lovely daughter who is in college, in the 2nd year of college. So that's about me, and I love to do a lot of things, jack of all trades, master of none, but my most important love or passion, as you can say, would be to make the world a better place to live in for all those who are around me. And going by a true blue Aquarian, I live and exist by friends. So that's about me. Now, to start off, I want to start off with a quote by a very, very inspirational leader, Malala Yousafzai. I think most of you know her or heard about her, and a very motivational quote indeed. So what she says is that I raise my voice not to shout, but to speak about others who cannot raise their voices, who cannot speak. If we do not raise our voice, then half of us will stay back. So it's very, very important that over the past few years, the saga of friendship, bond, trust, that we have been building, and we have been being each other's rock, speaking about, speaking for each other. we should have a platform of our very own, a baby of our own, where we can come and bond and speak together. And that is why Veda could think of a platform like She Saga. So I think you can remember, the wee hours of midnight. You have been very sad, depressed, you don't know what to do. And then there comes a call, a friend who tells you of her fight, her struggle, which motivates you and lets you think that, okay, so my struggle is nothing. Look at how she has come out from it. So I can also do it. There are instances, where, fashion problems, I would say. You are supposed to attend a business conference the next day. And as usual, you don't know what to wear. Half the clothes have gone for pressing or washing. And you have a friend, and you have formed a friend. You found a friend in this community who tells you, remember that brown sari you posted with another black top that you're wearing? Pair that off with your black boots. And yes, you're good to go. And you think, oh my God, I didn't think about it. So, and many of us, I would say, me here, me too, who have been like a victim. I won't say a victim, who have been, into a lot of body shaming because of our weight issues. And we wanted to have partners in the process who will be, who could take the fitness journey together. And I could find my soul here. I could find my partner in that journey together. And look at the last 2 years, the way the world has been dealing with this calamity. It's a distress to the society, and we don't know, what we would have done unless we had this help of the She Gang. I would say it's a She Gang from the girls across the globe. 10-minute breakfast, do it yourself activities with your kids, how to make easy work lunches, what you have some virtual yoga exercises, any problem, any issue. We have been through depression, and we have been able to brave it all with this this She Gang people who have been with us through thick and thin. So we felt, or rather, few of us who have been through this, through this journey of She Saga, we have felt that this extremely beautiful tale of trust, bonding, success, failure, disappointment, friendship, this saga that we have been weaving over the past so many years, it is imperative. It is imperative that it has a platform of its own. And that's how the She Saga was born. And today, I feel extremely honored. I have been part of the Sari Saga almost from its inception. It's almost 6 years now that I've been part of it. And I'm very, very proud to be a part of this fraternity. I'm super proud. I'm super proud of my versatile and talented friend Veda, who has grown to be, by God's grace, she has been one of my closest confidants. And I am super proud of that girl who has grown so much and, is into so many things today. And, I'm really honored that I'm able to flag off or start off this session as the official launch of the She Saga. So without much ado, I would like to flag off the session, because there are so many esteemed speakers, who are from the different walks of life, who are waiting today to share their life's lessons and experiences and insights with us. So do remember that if you have a very you write poetry, yes, She Saga is for you. You have a hot, interesting take on any of the current affairs, please do come and contribute to She Saga. You have that, cute moment in a K-drama, a Korean drama, which you recently watched, and you know that it can ignite romance in many people's life. Yes, She Saga is the platform for you. You have an interesting journey of faith where you think you have found peace, inner peace, please do share it. Let's make She Saga a platform to learn together, to grow together, to empower ourselves all together. We are in it together. It's like as if I'm seeing my niece born in front of me today, and I'm tensed. But yes, I'm hopeful that we all will scale great heights together. So, lights, camera, action. Here we go.
Yeah. Wonderful.
Upasana, you can take it from here.
Very nice.
Yeah, thank you, Sangamitra. It was very nice.
Thank you, and let's just hope
Thank you
we
so
rock
much,
it
Sangamitra.
together.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, very nice.
So good evening, everybody. I'm Upasana Chankakoti from Guwahati. I am your host for the evening. I am a social worker by passion and an educationist by profession. 6 years ago, when I joined Sari Saga, I didn't know what the group will give me because I didn't work Sari. But then after a few years, after getting married, after 2 kids, Sari Saga gave me the lost confidence. It gave me back my zeal to work for the society again, to flaunt, to make new friends. And I have been a part of a lot of events in Sari Saga, doing camps, doing donation camps. We set up a library in a government school in Guwahati. We also celebrated many events with the underprivileged kids during Diwali and many others. So this platform does not only give us, it doesn't only give us a place to share. It also give us a feeling where we feel that there are people who hear us. We can make new friends, and there are many people who have started their entrepreneur journey from this platform as well, by getting ideas from our dear friends. So to start with, I request Indrani Datta to sing a song for us, who is a playback singer from Guwahati and also a composer.
Thank you, Upasana.
Indrani Datta, please come up on this.
Yeah. Thank you, Upasana. Just to check if I'm audible or not, please still.
Yes, you are audible.
Okay, so good evening, everyone, and very happy new year to all of you. I would like to thank Vedaprana for inviting me here. It's indeed an honor for me to be here with such a dynamic team of the She Saga, and I wish all the success to you in your future journey. And without further delay, I would like to start with a devotional song of Lataji. Just a minute. ज्योति कलश चलेगे, ज्योति कलश चलेगे, ज्योति कलश चलेगे, ज्योति कलश चलेगे। हरे गुलाबी लाल सुनहरे रंग डलवाने लगे, ज्योति कलश चलेगे। घर आंगन वन उपवन उपवन करती ज्योतियां मित्र से पूजन, मंगल घट जल गिरे, मंगल घट जल गिरे, ज्योति कलश चलेगे। बात बात कलश छलके उषा ने आंचल फैलाया तेरी सुख की शीतल छाया नीचे आंचल के नीचे आंचल के ज्योति कलश छलके ज्योतिया शोला धरती गैया नील गगन गोपाल कन्हैया श्यामल छवि झलके श्यामल छवि झलके ज्योति कलश झलके ज्योति कलश झलके ज्योति कलश झलके ज्योति कलश झलके हरे गुलाबी लाल सुनहरे रंग डलवाल के ज्योति कलश झलके Thank you so much.
Wonderful, wonderful. Very nice.
Thank you so much. Beautiful performance.
Yeah. Lovely performance.
Yeah. Now I request
Amazing.
Ekta Shah, the editor of the She Saga. I'll give a little introduction about her. For Ekta, writing is liberating and she expresses better with words. Her clarity and zest for life are infectious. She loves taking risk in life and finding a way out despite hardships. Creating content is another aspect for her. That she does about work ethics, commitment, and the original content. She has been writing for the past 6 years and has gained vast experience in creating content for different clients and brands. She believes creating content is an art and should be able to touch the right chords. Her work on the Indian Express, Women's Web, The Better India, Mom Expresso, Akkar Bakkar, Your Story, Youth Ki Awaz, Different Truths. So, ma'am, I request you to.
Yeah, thank you, Pasna, and I welcome everybody here. And I think she has already told about me, so I won't be introducing me again. So I'm an editor for the TSS, and first of all, thank you, Veda, for giving me trust that yes, I can do it. And as everybody knows, TSS is all about the stories we hear, through a common person, because we read stories of celebrities, their success stories, how they've reached the height and everything. But I think everyone has some story in it, Every person who is sitting next to you, the next door, and whoever, there are stories where they might not be telling to everyone, but yes, they do have some struggles in their life, and some prejudice they have faced, some kind of societal, you can say, differentiations in any sort. But they have fought in their own way. The thing is that when we hear such stories, for example, if I'm the person and I'm totally confused and I don't know what to do, but if there are stories which tell about that this is someone else also who has gone through it, and how they have struggled, all those things, so perhaps this gives me the inspiration to work better, to motivate myself at some point of time. So TSS is basically all about the common women all across, just like we are here, and talking about them, their struggles, their stories, their art, and their expertise, and whatever they're good at. It's not something that yes, you really need to have some medal to talk about yourself. I think it's anything you do in your life with so much of passion, you can just talk about it, and we have all ears. So TSS is not something as we talk about only celebrities and some top class success stories. It's not like that. So it's typically us, and when we say us, it's you and me. And like us, there are many all around. So I think I won't take much time because it's all about the work. And after the release, perhaps you will see the stories we have published in these issues, how different they are, but yet very common. So I think once again, thank you everyone here for listening to me for the 5 minutes. And wishing everybody a very good luck and a very happy new year ahead. Yeah, thank you so much.
Very nice. Thank you. Thank you.
Ekta, very nice.
Thank you so much, Ekta ma'am. As you rightly said, yes, TSS is for us, for the ones who have succeeded, but it's for us. It's all about us and for us. So now I'd like to call our very own Vedadi, the mother of the Sari Saga. Just give we all know about Vedadi. But still, I'll definitely like to give a brief introduction about Vedadi. Vedaprana Prakarshta is a social worker and counselor with over 15 years of experience in community service through NGOs and personal outreaches. She leveraged social media extensively to lead on-ground community work Vedas that promotes handloom industry of India. The She Saga Foundation is the trust she started with an intent to empower the marginalized women and educational and vocational trainings. A certified counselor by profession, she extends assistance to individuals and children who are dealing with new normal and various other life challenges. She Saga, that has been her dream for years now, is finally going to be launched today, and she's very excited about it. She says, She Saga is another baby. Daddy, please welcome and speak a few words.
Thank you so much, Upasana, for such a warm welcome. And thank you, everyone, for coming here today. And a Happy New Year to all of you. So you all know about me. There's nothing new that... Happy New Year, yeah. So there's nothing new that I have to talk about. I have been writing and talking about myself for quite some time now. Yet, before we launch the magazine, before we release it, I would just like to share a story, which I'm sure many of you already know about it, but something that I could have been related to, for last few months, I'll say. So this story is about this Chinese bamboo tree that, once the seed is sown and then it takes around, 5 years, you just keep nurturing it, you keep watering and fertilizers you use, and you don't see it doesn't break through the ground. It doesn't come up. And suddenly after 5 years, it comes up, it breaks through the ground, and then it grows 90 feet tall in just 5 weeks. So many people will ask, so did the tree grow so much in just 5 weeks, or did the tree grow so much in 5 years, 5 weeks? So I could relate with this story because when I started Sari Saga, I honestly did not have many plans in mind. And it has just been going on because like you nurture your child, you don't expect much. You know that however the child grows up, you will be there for the child always. So this is what I have been doing with TSS for almost 7 years now. So many people came, so many people left. I have just been sticking to it, like my own baby. Everybody knows I call TSS my baby. So today TSS is an umbrella. So today TSS is an umbrella under which I started my business venture Vedas. I started the NGO, the She Saga Foundation, and today we are going to launch the magazine, the She Saga. So if I'm thankful to, most thankful to someone, it's the members of TSS. I'm extremely, extremely grateful to the ones who have been there for last 6.5 years. Every day, every time, like Shango Mitra has mentioned, that anytime you need a friend to talk to or need a friend to, decide what to wear for your office meeting, you find someone or the other there. So I'm extremely thankful to all of you. So before I start my, thanking list, which is quite long, and I have actually noted down so that I don't miss anyone. So I will just talk in brief about the magazine. So Ekta has already mentioned it. It's all about us. It's about all of us. So I started with one tagline. It's all about us, and I somehow thought, no, I need to add something else to, and then I added it's about all of us. So, like we said, stories are everywhere, and I'm a lover of stories. I call myself not only just a sari lover, but a story lover too. So, every person I talk to, every person, you get to know them for a while. You will learn a lot about them. You will learn a lot about their pains, their problems, their struggles. Some will hide those very beautifully. Some will not share anything. But then you can make out when you talk to them from their face, from their body language, from their expressions. And then some will, open up, be vulnerable. So TSS, we have seen quite a few vulnerable stories in last 6 years. Me, myself being the most vulnerable one, I guess. So one who has been actually opening her life totally, absolutely in front of everyone. So, and then I realized that, once you start talking about your vulnerabilities, actually when you connect with others. The moment I said that, I failed, and then there are like so many messages, Didi, you failed, we failed too. And this space that giving others a space to talk to, space to share their failures, space to share their problems, and then inspiring them to come up. So this is one area where I thought these stories need to be archived somewhere. I had this, idea of a website for TSS stories, and of course, Sari Pics too for quite some time now. But I did not know how to go ahead with it. And then it's like I said, those 5 years that the tree was, under the ground. So it was same here with me. I was just nurturing TSS, and then suddenly the magazine happened, the foundation happened. And today we are here for the launch. And I'm extremely grateful to all of you for coming here, joining us live. I wish we could do this as a physical event, but also I'm grateful that we are doing it virtually, because then we can have members from all across the country and outside. So this is also a good thing. So before I take too long, because you all know I'm very talkative and I keep talking. So before I take too long, I'd like to share the screen of the magazine with you all. We have started with 13 articles as of now, and it will be a fortnightly magazine. Every 1st and 15th of every month, we will have 7 articles coming up. So this is how we are going to move ahead, and we need all your support, all types of support. Like if you dance, we are there to publish your video. If you write poems, we are there to publish it. If you sing, we are there to publish your music video. Anything you do, anything you name it, we will try our best to give you a space. Because I strongly believe in one thing, that we all are quite talented in our own ways, just that the world does not see it. The world is very stuck to, a few things like, oh, she's an engineer, she's into a full-time job, she's doing this, she's doing that. So she's, talented and successful. But to me, success is a very different concept. Like, if you are happily cooking meals for your family every day, and this is what gives you peace at night, then you are the most successful woman or man on earth. So this platform is we will try our best to give everyone a space to come up with anything and everything you like. I have received many messages in last few days about, other languages. And trust me, if you all support us with English, we will also come up with Assamese, Hindi, Bengali, Marathi, Kannada, Telugu, Tamil, everything. But yeah, just give us some time and be there for us. So I'm going to present the screen, and let me know if any of you have anything to share. So is it visible?
Yeah, yes, visible.
Yeah, it's visible.
Right. So there it is. It's all about us, and it's about all of us. So we have categorized it into being woman. We will have a few subcategories in it: social causes, women empowerment, motherhood and parenting, relationships, weaves and weavers stories, and styles and trends. So we will come up with articles in all those sections very soon. Right now, we have not started with all. We have physical health and mental health. Mental health, I think, is very important. So we have tried to cover that bit too. We women can't do without kitchen, can we? At least I can't. So kitchen has to be a part of the magazine. So we will have stories, we will have recipes, and we will also have, some things on nutrition. We have nutritionists on board, and they'll write on that section also. Musings is going to be my most favorite because it will have stories, it will have series, poems, and proud stories. Proud stories as in inspiring stories. If any of you have any inspiring story to share, please let us know. And we have, editor, you have seen Ekta. We will edit it and publish it. So do let us know any inspiring stories you come across. Change Makers is going to be all about interviews and news. And we intend to cover a lot of interviews, in the coming days. Leisure will cover everything. Like if you are a photographer, we will like to cover that. If you are an artist, we will love to cover your sketch. And then Vedas, this is about, most of you know about my business venture. It's a very small and a simple venture, but yeah, like I said today morning, it's strong enough to launch a magazine. So it makes me quite proud of what it has achieved in last 4.5 years. And I'm grateful to all of you who have been supporting me in every possible way. So we have come up with a very few designs as of now, and we will keep launching with time. I'm thankful to the models. Here are our models. You can see them. Indira, Shriya, Paramita, of course me, and Ahana. They have been, helping me a lot last few days in designing the business page. So that's all about the magazine. Like I said, we don't have, we have not covered all the sections as of now, but we are planning to come up with something very soon. So as you see, it's coming soon. So that's all about the magazine. If any of you have any, if you want to know anything, please let me know. Yeah. So it's www.theshesaga.com. Thanks, Ekta. That's why we need editors.
Thank you so much, Veda. The magazine looks beautiful, and I'm all other members must be really excited and eagerly waiting to read the first issue. Thank you so much.
And just a minute. So yeah, before I leave, I won't take long, but I need to, I need to thank you all.
Okay.
Yeah, I need to thank all of you. I need to thank my contributors, because without them, I could not have done it at all. I mean, I just reached out to them, will you write for me? And they all said yes. And I'm so grateful to them. Our speakers, they have all made it possible. I did not have to, all agreed. We have speaker from London too. You will meet him, and I'm so glad that he is here. We have speaker from all across the country. I have actually noted down who all I need to thank. I need to thank my parents and relatives, mostly because they have always given me, the power to be, the strength to be vocal and expressive. I'm very thankful to my parents and relatives for backing me up for last 2 months. Like anything, I could not have done this without him. I'm extremely thankful to 2 friends who want to be anonymous. They don't want me to mention their names, but gave me wings. And I'm very glad. I love you both. I have also, just a minute. Right? I thanked them. They have been great. They have been extremely great. Like the way they, like they asked me, can we be your model? Join you in whatever you want to do. I'm extremely thankful to Shriya and Ashwini, the one who has developed the website. They have been waiting with my requests and demand for last almost 2 months, and they're extremely patient and really great. So with this, I like to end the speech. I think I took too long. I did not intend to. We have, okay, just one more thing, last thing, but not the least though. The magazine is all about women, but we have men contributors, and we will offer things for men too. I promise you that those who are watching, including my husband, our male speakers, and who else is watching, we will have things, that you will also enjoy. We will not make it those very, very feminine and very, controversial kind. I promise you that. So that's all from my side. Upasana, you can take it over. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you so much, Vedadi. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Veda.
So here I'd like to call Dr. Nirja Saikia, who is an obstetrician and a gynecologist currently working at the Goa Civil Hospital. Her basic interest is to ensure healthcare facilities at the remote areas. Apart from that, Dr. Saikia loves writing and traveling. Dr. Nirja Saikia, ma'am, kindly share your few words.
Thank you, Upasana. I hope I'm audible. Yeah. Happy New Year to everyone. Dear friends of the Sari Saga. Like the Sari Saga is like a family to me. So when our Veda, like she requested me, and then like she has given some personal note also, I really felt that it was not needed, like to invite us for a launch. Because this whole concept, the whole magazine, even the whole group is about us. And I'm so glad to be part of this us, because we are all a family. So let me begin. I don't have any fancy degrees. And also I haven't done any, Guinness Book record of surgeries, or, treated some rarest of disease, or, featured in a frontline newspaper. Or I'm also none of those who have, a bungalow, earn in lakhs, a big fat balance, or own a Shaibya Shashi. So you see, I am just a mediocre woman, and who would have imagined like being in a group like the Sari Saga? Today I am sitting at a remotest corner of Digboy and being able to interact with all of you, my dear friends. Some of you from cities, towns, and metros from the capital. But you see, we all are so connected, and I'm so glad to be part of this, the entire group and this entire magazine. So you see, I am struggling in a very peripheral hospital, which has basic issues like water, electricity, and a bed. So you cannot expect me to create miracles. At times we need to refer mothers. This is the place where I am working. But being in this group, I have learned so much, learned on diverse topics. People who are not of my own profession learn to drape a sari or a mekhla chadar. And as everybody has said, we have learned to choose colors, to be different, to experiment. We have come to know many stories, like many stories probably which we ignore. And sometimes when we look it, I believe that we need to prioritize ourselves. Most of the times it is always about the other part, but we need to be like looking about us. I'll begin with a story. I read the story of a Nobel laureate. He was Albert Schweitzer. He was a physician. He was awarded Nobel Prize in 1952. He was a very shy kind of guy. So when he was invited by the president of USA to the White House for a dinner. So this gentleman, he was so shy, he thought that I will not be attending such a party because it will be like with so many rich people, whether I'll be able to match the event or not. So he refused. But the president was very adamant. The president told, no, you have to come. So he made a kind of, request to the president, sir, I would allow only 5 people for the meeting, because I am an introvert person and I cannot interact with much people. So the president gladly accepted, and he was invited for a dinner. So when Albert Schweitzer went to White House, and he found that there were 5 people as promised by the president. After some time, a cake was brought, and it was the president requested the guest of honor to cut the cake. Now, what did Albert Schweitzer did? He cut the cake into 6 pieces. The president was very surprised that we are only 5 of us. How come you had cut 6 pieces? Why are you keeping an extra one? Sir, this is for the lady who has brought the cake. You see, imagine ourselves if probably we would have been in that place of that lady, we would not have even thought of cutting it into 6 pieces. We would have cut it into 5 pieces and distributed among our guests. That is what is missing in us. We never learn to prioritize ourselves. I believe investing time, investing medical insurance is investing our time, our future's time for our family. Because I feel most of the women, they come to us at such a late stage that we just have words like, I am sorry, which is very depressing and also frustrating. So, dear friends, my message for every woman and every man today will be, there is no point in waking up before dawn and, making paratha, chai, coffee for everyone and yet able to forget to take our folic acid tablets. There is no point in dusting, sweeping, mopping or making PowerPoint presentations to meet our targets when your hemoglobin is 6. There is no point in doing the laundry or ironing your clothes when you are changing your sanitary napkin every 2 hours. Don't let yourself bleed to death. Take care of our health. And health here doesn't mean only physical. It means how we feel, how we talk, how we react. And I believe that we need to take care of ourselves. Only then we are going to take care of our parents, our in-laws, husband, brother, sister, everybody. That is very, very important. So I request everyone to at least get an annual checkup done. And most people, they think that going to a doctor is a very expensive affair, but it isn't so. I think you need to trust your doctor, or you build a trust with such a person whom you can, tell your problems. An annual complete hemogram, liver or blood test, a vaginal smear will help us and will let us save a lot of money in the long run. I won't take much time, but I would like to conclude by keeping a question open, maybe for everyone. The electricity came. There was once a procession, and there was an elephant who was walking down the street. So one of the spectators, he noted that this elephant was tied by only a rope. He was very surprised, and he went and asked the trainer, such a huge animal weighing more than 100 kgs, and you are just putting a little rope? Why doesn't it run away? Why it is doing all this in this scorching sun? It doesn't even have shoes. You have not even given him to eat anything. Then the trainer said, sir, this is all in the mind. When this baby elephant was very, very young, we used to tie the baby elephants with some ropes. That time it didn't have the strength to run away. Over the years, the elephant kept on growing, but we did not change the rope. So what happened was that the elephant was conditioned to believe that rope is his fate. He cannot run away from that rope, no matter what is the strength of the rope. Are we living in that state? Are we like those elephants where we are tied by a simple rope and we are in a state of helplessness? We can free ourselves. So let's be free birds. And let's be the one, not like the trainer. Let's be like the spectator who has asked questions. And let us help the elephants in us to get ourselves released and let us fly our wings. I wish Vedapana, and I think the entire team behind her family, her friends, it's never being a alone journey or a cakewalk. I'm sure this is just a beginning, but consistency is the key to success, and I'm sure this the She Saga is going to be as consistent as your Facebook group. So all the best and love you all.
Thank you so much, Nirja ma'am. You have shared two very wonderful stories, and and how beautifully you have explained it to us that we as women should prioritize ourselves, which we often forget. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, ma'am. So now I'd like to request our next Mr. Anjan Goswami, founder of Mind Your Fitness, an engineer by profession and an MBA by education, and an ex-IT service architect for over 12 years, and a lead sportsperson, a candidate coach by profession. He is a multifaceted and driven by passion. He is very well traveled across many countries, gaining a rich cultural experience. He believes in giving the best shot to anything that he is involved in. As a health coach, Mr. Goswami is certified in fitness, nutrition, general wellness, and addresses members and clients globally. I now request Anjan sir to share about his valuable experiences.
Okay, thank you, Upasana, and thank you, Vedaprana, again. I hope I'm audible and it's all clear. So, Upasana, I want to correct you. I think, like, for this forum today, I don't think that's the right opinion about me. I would say I'm the perfect example today of the most imperfect woman around all of you out.
So you're not audible.
We can't hear you. He's
Can't
not
hear
audible.
you. Sorry.
Yes. No, sir.
Not yet. We can't hear you. Not yet. Sorry.
We could hear you, Anjanda, few minutes, for first 1 minute or so. But now we can't.
Would it be possible for you to reconnect, exit, and rejoin?
We can move to the next speaker, Upasana, and let him join again.
Yes, sure. To rock the events, now I call Satarupa Dhar, a music enthusiast, founder of LSIWM, a Facebook group, to sing something for us. Satarupadi, please, welcome.
Hope I'm audible. A very good evening to all the beauties of She Saga. I'm so pleased that you have invited me for such an amazing, launch, the She Saga. And Vedaprana she has such a Midas touch that whenever she touches something, turns into gold, diamond, and whatsoever. So she started with a small group that is She Saga, and now I think it is one of the biggest group on Facebook, and now she's up with the magazine launch, and I wish her a very good luck so that like Sari Sega, it also blooms high and it gets bigger, and it's we get to know about She Sega from everywhere. So today, without wasting much time, because we have lots of speakers out here, I'd like to render songs for you all. Hope you would like it.
We're waiting to listening you. Shatrupa.
Thank you so much.
Love your voice.
Hey, this is a song for Vedaprana. I think it suits her initiative. Like, she started with a small group and later on it grew so big, and now it's one of the most popular group on Facebook, and I think that this song will relate to Sari Sega. कुछ तेरे हाथों से कुछ मेरे सहारे जो भी है ये आधा कोना है तो रंग गलियां अब जो भी है ये आधा कोना है तो रंग गलियां इसी है मैंने की है ये I just request you all to mute yourself so that the sound comes out properly. Thank you so much. ऐसी ऐसी धागों से बुनी ये दुनिया ऐसी ऐसी धागों से बुनी ये दुनिया कभी धूप ताकि बादलों के लड़ियां कुछ तूने सी मैंने की है ये डोरियां कुछ तूने सी मैंने की है ये डोरियां ऐसी ऐसी धागों से बुनी ये दुनिया कभी धूप ताकि बादलों के लड़ियां कुछ तूने सी मैंने की है कुछ तूने सी मैंने की है ये डोरियां यूं सीधे सीधे मिलोगे बंदी कहानी यूं सीधे सीधे मिलोगे बंदी कहानी कुछ तेरे हाथों से कुछ मेरे ज़माने अब जो भी है आधा पौना है तो रंग रलियां अब जो भी है आधा पौना है तो रंग रलियां कुछ भी की मैंने की है ये डोरियां कुछ तूने सी मैंने की है ये डोरियां Hope I was audible. Am I
Yes,
audible?
yes.
Fantastic.
But there is some disturbances. Is it because
Yeah.
a few mics are on? So can we all mute, please?
Veda,
Mute.
I think you can mute everyone. You are the admin, and then Shatarupa can unmute herself. That will be better. You mute everyone.
Okay.
Okay, this is a song for sari lovers. I'm just relating this song with this. Because we all are fond of wearing, different colors, and this song is for them.
मेरी भूख की आगे तेरी उंगलियों से जाऊं मुझे ये मोह के आगे तेरी उंगलियों से जाऊं मुझे कोई तो है ना के इस तरह के हमें सुलझे रोम रोम एक तारा ये मुँह तेरे बाटे तेरी उंगलियों से जाऊं मुझे कोई तो है ना लगे इस तरह हमें सुलझे तू होगा जरा पागल तूने मुझको नहीं चुना तू होगा जरा पागल तूने मुझको
Rent, rent.
से मैंने कहा तूने सब सुना तू होगा जरा पागल तूने मुझको नहीं चुना ये मोह के आगे तेरी उंगलियों से जाऊं मुझे कोई तो है ना लागे तेरी लगे हमें मुझे रोम रोम के तारा रोम रोम के तारा जब दिलों में से गुजरे ये मोह के आगे तेरी उंगलियों से जाऊं मुझे कोई तो है ना लागे इस तरह के हमें सुलझे Thank you so much. I'd like to wind off with my performance for tonight. You guys carry on and wish you all the best with the Prana and thank you so much for bearing me. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Satrupati. It is always a pleasure to hear from you. You have such beautiful voice. Thank you so much. So now, moving on, our next speaker for the evening is Jayasmita Datta, who is an Associate Vice President in Capability Development in a large 500 company with around 15 years of work experience in data and project management and design thinking and process improvement. She is an LGBTLA and trainer, and also she is a wellness trainer who helps in understanding the physical, mental, spiritual, and emotional balance. In pandemic, she helped around 800 people through 8 weeks mindfulness practice pro bono. Apart from that, she is battling depression and helping herself come out of it and others too. She's a social media influencer where she is trying to spread truth about the havoc social media causes and how life of an influencer was and now is of an influencer. She has around 65,000 followers on Instagram and yet takes pause and breaks and springs pros and cons of social media. Ma'am, I welcome you to speak a few words.
Thank you so much, Upasana. And thank you, Veda, for giving this opportunity. Am I heard? Am I seen?
Yes, yes.
All right. So at the onset, it, I just want to say something which Elon Musk had said once. And he did say that instead of baby showers, let's host business showers when a friend starts a business. And we will come together, celebrate them, and start, getting resources for the business. So can we really come off mute and give a loud round of applause to our friend here who's starting her own initiative?
Thank you. Thank you.
And there's a request here. If you heard me well, and my last part of the sentence was that we need to give resources to her. And how can we give resources to an online magazine? We can all do it, and she did show us when she was showing the magazine, right, that we can all contribute, and that's how our magazine will grow and her reach will grow. So with that, thank you, Veda, and wish you all the best for all the steps that you have taken and for everything that you do. And like Satarupa, I think, just mentioned that you have a Midas touch. You do have, because it's not just the things that you touch or you think become successful. It's not just that, but you conceive it. Then you think through it and then you implement it. And that whole journey, you make people a part of it. Whereas there are many who would not do that because they would think, should I not? The start is always very difficult, and sometimes we find ourselves narrowing that path even before we start out because we doubt ourselves. So I am going to share with you my self-doubt story, and which is still persisting, and I'm still battling that. And with that, let me just share what I have to share with you today. So if you think Instagram, it just happened because, of course, I liked sari. I started sharing my sari stories there. And then slowly, I thought, okay, why just sari stories? Why not little bit of my life here and there? And when I started sharing little bit of my life here and there, I discovered that there's so much more to do. There's so much more to say. And parallelly, I was also starting to be sensitizing people on LGBTQ. And LGBTQ happened because of a corporate sensitization program I was attending. And then I felt, oh my God, what I felt earlier about people in the spectrum and what I feel right now is so starkly different. I was questioning earlier about people who are in the spectrum, and right now I'm accepting them. So that's where I thought there will be many more people like me who are questioning still and who are thinking, who are they, why are they, and what are they? They are people like us, simple as that. They are also human, they have feelings, and we just have to accept it. So with that thought, I started sharing my thoughts and feelings and whatever little bit I can share in my Instagram page. Then comes the second part of battling my own depression. Now, first of all, when I was diagnosed with depression, it was in 2016, and I was completely in denial. I can't tell you how much more denial, where doctor said, you have depression, you have chronic depression, and you need to get medicines. So that time I just denied, and I said, no, I do not want to. I don't have anything. I'm not pagal. So and that's the kind of social conditioning we have towards mental health. So when Dr. Neerja just told us about ensuring ourselves, right, and ensuring our physical health, we also have to think about that step towards our mental health, and I did not do that. So then I thought, okay, things are getting bad actually, and I will really have to come forth and do something about it. So I started having my meds, and I asked my doctor, will I be fine? What is wrong with me? Tell me. I'm just getting angry, or I'm just crying. That's about it. And that everybody does. I have been doing it for years now, that I have these crying spells, I have anger, I am really bursting out and showing my anger towards my people around me. And then I slowly started kind of accepting my condition. And I thought, okay, these are not just crying. These are not just anything. These are serious problems, and these are issues which we don't tell. And when I told my parents, they said, "Oh, please don't think about it. Kichu hoy na," in Bengali, like they say. "Now, this is nothing. This will just go off. You're not concentrating in the right way. You have such a nice family. You have a good job. What are you worried about?" No, it is not that. Trust you me. It is not that. It is not just about having all things in place. It is about having this in place. And we have, and this is not only our success that you see around us, which Veda just said. You can be cooking in the kitchen, and if you have a peaceful sleep at night, you are successful. Right? So it is not about the success that we perceive. Everybody's success is different, and that's where my issue started, because I started comparing myself. I started thinking that, oh my God, what is wrong with me? What is this thing? Why am I so imperfect? And from childhood, we have been told that you have to be perfect. You need to get a good score. You need to do good. You are only a good person if you are a good scorer in school. You will be regarded very highly in society. People still remember your 10th marks. Tell me about it, don't you? And the kind of effort you have put in. So that is how we are conditioned. We are not conditioned to tell ourselves that, acha, what do I need? Who am I? What are actually my expectations? Am I being kind enough to myself? Now, there is also another thing here. If you're too kind to yourself, people will call you selfish. Right? Because people will say, ये तो अपना ही ख्याल रखती है, दूसरों का क्या रखेगी? No, and that's something I am trying to keep in place, because my daughter, when she grows up, she will not tell me I miss my mom's hath ka khana, because I do not cook. And it's okay not to cook, Baba, big deal. I am a woman, I don't like cooking, so it's not a big problem. She will miss her dad ka hath ka khana. He really cooks well. And it's okay to give strengths to the people. Let them exhibit their strengths in the right places. And that's how I have divided my life right now. I will not do something which is outside my zone, which is my weakness. So with that, I want to say something here, which is Dr. Brené Brown, when she said this, that belongingness is an innate human desire to be part of something larger than ourselves. It is not about changing who we are to fit in. Remember, fit in, but being accepted for who we are. I am like this. It is okay. Because true belongingness only happens when we present our authentic and imperfect selves towards to the world. And that's where I thought I need to be not influencing anymore, because I am not showing my true self out there. I can't pretend to be like somebody who believes in something, and actually when I switch off my Instagram page, I come outside and I actually think, oh no, this is not what I am. So I stopped, because I was not preaching what I was practicing, and that's why I call myself an influencer, because it is not suiting me, it is not suiting myself, and and that is the self-talk I'm doing currently. So all these things that I told you boils down to one point: are you talking to yourself? And are you talking to yourself in the right way, with the right mind, and being kind, being patient to yourself? Nothing happens overnight. Rome was not built in a day, right? So if you have started your Instagram page, or if you have started any venture, or She Saga, when she has started, you won't be expecting getting so many subscriptions overnight. It is patience, it is practice, and it is a lot of kindness to yourself. And that is something we got to practice. I am trying. I'm not perfect at it. I'm just trying. So let's be kind to ourselves. Then only we can show the kindness to others. So thank you so much for this, and thank you for giving me the platform to share my thoughts.
Thank you so much, ma'am. You have motivated us in all the ways. We've taken a lot from you. Thank you so much. I'd like to know if Anjan Goswami sir is here.
Yes, I am here, and am I audible now?
Are you there, Arjun Goswami sir?
Events. Yes.
Yeah, thank you so much. You can continue.
Yeah, I told you, right? As an example of the most imperfect woman, the system threw me out. Like it couldn't have been a better example. Anyways, I'll cut it short. I just want to give you a man's perspective of what do I really think, how things work in my space at my home. And there is a story, and it's a very important story, and I'm really proud of what I did. In fact, like it's now the feeling is it's an afterthought. At that time, it was all a mess. So I had to quit eventually out of my 13-year odd IT career a few years back, and because I was asked to relocate to another country, and like things weren't working out. I had too many questions, too many what if questions in mind. But then another thing clicked because someone back here would have had to start things from scratch, and she was at like rising up in her career. She was doing good, she was all there, and then like if I put a comma out there, and like I don't think it would have been very fair on that part, although that was one of the reasons why I did not choose to go out. But eventually what I realized is like that has been one of the best decisions. I piggy rode on my fitness and nutrition initiative called Mind Your Fitness, and got into a new profession. I changed things for myself. But then that someone, she was then a manager, is now a director. It makes a lot of difference. I know. I don't know. It took me a lot of guts, a lot of luck, and a lot of support to get there, to get this done. But it happened, and I'm like really, really so glad now. Things have been like only good after that. I know. I think she's also feeding me good after that. Like there are other factors like that. I want to talk about a few stats, a few figures that I did that research. About women. Like I should not say like I do not know much. I deal with women on a day-to-day basis because of my work. I deal with women. With children. I train them, I coach them in different fitness activities for nutrition and so many other perspectives. But then, statistically, women are safer drivers, for example. Like, I don't know if people may not agree to me, but it's a fact. They have lesser number of penalties on their licenses. They are into lesser number of accidents. Women live longer than men on an average, at least 2 to 5 years. Women are mature much faster than men do. Women can tolerate pain better. They are better leaders. In fact, I know the total numbers it may be a little skewed towards the men, but then whoever are there at the top, look at Veda Prana out here, like fantastic. These are examples. But even more so, if you look at our country in India, nowadays it's almost like 10% of the leadership population is women, out of which about maybe 14, 15, 20% are approximately in that range are entrepreneurs. That's big deal. That's big deal considering a country like ours where things were slow. And then the next thing is something Vidya Prana has already said this. Women speak a lot. They talk about 13,000 more words every day than men do. See? I'm sure she does about 20,000. Women have at least on an average globally 25 pairs of shoes. Beat it. Women spend 1 year of their lifetime to decide which dress to wear, what will suit them nice. Interesting facts. But then we always are stuck with stereotypes when we talk about, dress, a car, a doll, a dollhouse, a kitchen, a cooking. We stereotype things, and then these statistics, I think they just remain as numbers so many times. Today the launch of the She Saga magazine, it also happens to be 191st birthday of this lady by the name Fatima Sheikh. I dig this up, right? I did not know about it. She was a social reformer and an educator, and she used to spearhead a lot of promoting education amongst the downtrodden communities in the country long 100 years, over 100 years back, and that exactly chimes with the ambition, the goals that you have set for yourself, for this community, what you see, things that you will be doing in the future, right? So and like that's what, it's so coincidental, like the right date probably. I have read through your ambitions online. I have been following the Sari saga for a long time. Like I think Vedapran and I go a long way back, like right from school days, right? But then like it's all brilliant, like it's superb, it's fantastic. Like I wouldn't have really thought like it would have come this far. So congratulations once again, and really all the best to things that you are doing and you will accomplish. But I'm not done. Just give me a few moments more. On the same lines, people talk about cleanliness starting at home. I think there is a lot of things about cleansing people's mind to make a better society, and that too should start at home. I train people, right? I train people on fitness. Say for example, I have batches that run through the day. Sometimes I do not see people coming in regularly, and I ask them like, why? What's the reason? And like the reasons are like, if she's a student, she's a mother, a wife, a daughter at times, a sister, and like it's like somebody's unwell at home. I had guests over last night. Took it, it went on for a while, and like I had to clean up the kitchen in the end. I had to, somebody in the family had calls till late in the night, and like I had to wait till the calls were over, serve food, and then sleep. I mean, these are stereotyping, nothing more than that. I mean, every household has their own rules, and that's how life goes on. But then these are also stereotyping. Like, you talk about pink or a girl's birthday, it has to be a pink dress, it has to be pink shoes, a pink balloon. Why? Really, like, why not a car as a gift to a girl? Why not a guitar? Why not train her for cricket and football rather than like only making her dance? These are stereotyping, and I think we need to really work on these aspects in order to sanitize a lot of things in the society at large. I want to give you 3 takeaways here. I think Sanghamitra in the beginning talked about body shaming, about you being conscious about how you look, how that's one of the 3 takeaways I was talking about. It's about self-love. You have to take care of yourself. How does it matter somebody who is ignorant about how good you have done? You probably do like 10 times more work than somebody like me can do. During the lockdown, I realized I tried helping around the house, and like bloody hell, like it's a lot of work. Getting the grocery, doing this, doing that, trying to clean up things, like it just doesn't end. And then on top of it, like you do your work, there's a child, there's a dog, there is so many entities all around. I don't know how you guys manage it, or rather how you ladies manage it. And why should you only be managing it? Give us a piece of it, and that's how we realize, that's how we learn how to be you. And that's why I'm an imperfect woman again. Now, the other thing again is what Dr. Neerja had said about compromising. You do not have to compromise on your dreams, on your ambitions, just because somebody else's dreams feel more important. Nah, I don't think that really works. You have your own life, one life. You need to work on it. You need to make sure that you're say for example, like say you come to me saying like, I need to change in my lifestyle. I want to be healthy. I want to be fit. I don't want to fall sick. I want better immunity. But then the first thing you need to do is like, I'll help you out. I'll tell you the steps. Well, you have to make a promise to yourself that I am going to do it, come what may. I'll have to, work on it. I'll have to make time for it. How? Is that brings us to the third takeaway, is you have to raise your hand. Something's happening, you need something, raise your voice. I need it. You don't tell me, I'll never know what you need, right? I mean, like some people are musicians, but I mean, most are not. You have to do it that way. I mean, like, I do not mean to demean men in that case. I mean, everybody's different. Every house is different. Every home is different. But then there has to be these things, you have to come out, voice your opinion, love yourself, not only compromise, make promises to yourself that you are going to change yourself in one way or another. If not yourself, you are going to change somebody else when you are done with yourself. That's how things go on, and I hope I can help you out in any possible way, in my small ways, with Prana and your team, and wherever necessary. Please feel free to reach out to me. And just, I will say, watch this movie called Late Night. It fits the bill. You have to tolerate the language a bit, but then watch it. I watched it just this afternoon. It fits the bill. It's called Late Night. Do watch it. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, sir. You said a thing very nicely which touched my heart, to change the mentality, sanitize the mindset of the people, to break the stereotype. That's a beautiful thing, sir, that you said. And I hope this message of yours reaches the maximum of actually see a change in our society. Thank you so much, sir. Now, our next speaker is a serial entrepreneur in the area of education, e-commerce, healthcare, and coaching public speaking. He is also an investor, international public motivational speaker, NLP certified practitioner, certified life. He is the creator of 7 Elements of Wealth, charter president of London Rotary Passport Club, and assistant coordinator of Rotary International in New York, USA. He's the founder of the Sujoy Paul Foundation, which is already working with modern luck people all over the world. And he's basically from Guwahati, Assam, and is settled in London, United Kingdom for the past 12 years. Recently, he picked up his 17th award from the United Nations in Geneva, Switzerland, as the Exceptional Leader Awards for making a huge contribution to the world with his innovative ideas and leadership skills. Here to share his take, I'd like to call Mr. Sujay Paul, sir. Sir. Sir, can you hear me? Mr. Sujay Paul, sir, can you hear me? I think
I don't see him here. So maybe some issue. I'll speak to him.
Maybe no, he's not audible. He's there.
He's there.
So you're not audible. No, sir, you're not audible.
Yeah, he's there.
You're not audible, sir. Reconnect once again. Vedadi, shall we move forward?
We can't hear you, Sujay.
Sujay sir is reconnecting, I think.
Just wait
He
for
has left.
Yeah, just wait for a few seconds, Upasana.
Am I audible by any chance?
Yeah, you are. You are.
You are.
Brilliant. All right, fantastic. And you can see me as well, right? All right, excellent. Well, very good afternoon to all of you from London. Well, I don't know, where do I start from? My God, there are such exceptional speakers, and I can only tell you one thing. All of you are so soulful. I mean, you all are touching my heart, and I'm getting a little overwhelmed as well. And simply because of the fact that I'm not going to call Veda Prana, I'm going to call her Veduri or Beduri. That's exactly what we used to call her when we were in school. Very nostalgic moment for me to see Beduri here. Of course, she was in London at some point. We did speak. We didn't have the chance to meet each other, but to see her shining like this, I mean, it's just amazing. It's amazing. So massive congratulations, Beduri, for the She Saga. And I wish you all the success of the world. So can we all raise our hands and give a big hand to her, please? Thank you very much.
Thank you. But are you going to repeat my name like this?
All the time.
Oh my God.
This conversation, I just can't call you Veda Prana at all. You know?
Go on. Now that everybody knows it, so you can go on.
I'm stuck to my school habits, Beduri, can't help it, right? Okay, so I mean, I'm in one way, I'm really like happy for her, but at the same time, if I few words or few keywords, if I were to be choosing for Beduri from the school days, we always used to think she was like a complete package. I mean, she was always talkative. Even then, she was extremely talkative, and she would know that I was an introvert. I was a dumbass. I was totally dumb. I wouldn't talk to anyone. I would even run away a million miles away if I see girls in front of me. I couldn't even maintain eye contact with girls. But Veda Prana was like literally like a complete package. You know, she was social, she was friendly, she was good at her studies as well. She used to score so well, and we always used to be thinking like, how on earth does she do it, right? And God knows how she do it. Still a mystery. But still, she ends up doing it all the time. So, well, Beduri, again, a massive congratulations to you. And I just want to say that your schoolmate, your classmate will always be there for you. Okay, whatever you need, I will always be there. Right. Okay. I won't take much of your time, but I just want to charge you guys up a little bit. First of all, can you all raise your hands? I know you all are empowered women. You know, all of you are empowered, but can you raise your hands if you already feel you are empowered? Right. Okay. Do you also believe in the fact that there is always a room for improvement? We are human beings, as so many speakers said as well, that we are in a journey. We're evolving ourselves constantly. So would you raise your hands if you feel that there is a room for us to improve and we can be even better version of ourselves? Right. Brilliant. Thank you very much. Now, the next question I want to quickly ask all of you is, it's very important for us to know that where we are in our lives and where we want to be in our lives. Okay, it's very, very important. It's a very deep questioning, as some speaker did mention, that we need to learn the art of effective questioning. It's very important. But let's say, for example, I'm not going to commit the crime of asking you ladies your age, because that's a massive crime. I'm not going to do that. Okay, I won't dare to do that. But if you can speak, if you can ask yourself, and if you tell within yourself your current age, what I want you to do is just look back from the time when you were a kid, or from the time you became an adult and you started knowing the world. Just look back for a second and ask yourself, how much have you achieved? Again, there is no measurement. There is no measurement. You all are unique. You all are brilliant. And I'm sure you all have achieved a lot in your own capacity to the best of your abilities. You've achieved a lot in your life. But do you agree that if you want to move from point A to point B, few things need to change? Do you agree? Yes or no? Right? We all want to grow. We all want to get better. As you all raise your hands, and we all agree that we want to be the best version of ourselves, which means that we want to move from point A to point B. So certain things need to change. So a homework, a quick task for all of you is, when this event is over, why don't you actually go back to your drawing board and start numbering yourself out of 10, where 1 is the lowest, 10 is the highest. Okay, and be honest with yourself, and give yourself the scoring for your health goals, your wealth goals, your relationship goals, your personal development goals, your spirituality goals, your contribution to the world goals, all of it. Whatever makes a human being. Be honest with yourself, okay? Because the more you're honest with yourself, the more you can evolve, okay? And even if you score a 0, there's nothing wrong with it. Trust me, I score 0 on so many things in my life. Okay, so as long as you are honest with yourself and you know you have a 0, at least you know that you have to go up, right? And you would ask yourself the question that, what all shall I do to move from A to B, to move from a score of 2 to 7? Am I making sense? Yes? Right. What stops us then? What exactly stops us to move from point A to B? Now, if I talk from a women perspective, of course, my bestest example is my own mother. and my sister. And whatever little I have seen in my experience and my interaction with women and girls and the kind of girls that I coach right now, there is a lot of taboo in the society, right? That girls can't do this, girls can't do that. Okay, there is a lack of trust from society. There is a lack of trust from parents. I'm sure a lot of you are already parents. You are in a very, very responsible position, trust me. Okay, not just to yourself, but also to your children. Okay. Before I forget, I always tell people that children are at an age where, we have this very general habit of stopping our children from doing things. Don't watch television, go to bed early, okay, don't drink alcohol, don't do this, don't do that. But the most important question you need to be asking yourself is if you do that or not. Okay? Because children are at a stage where they don't listen, they see, they're very strong with their visuals. Okay? So if you tell them that go to bed early, don't watch television, and you're watching television till 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock, they would not listen to you. Okay? Or if you tell them, oh my God, don't drink alcohol or don't smoke, it's really bad for you, and the kid is growing up seeing their dad smoking all the time. That doesn't work. Okay? So we have to walk the talk. We have to be really honest with ourselves. Okay? It's very important. So as an obstacle, as I was saying, that what are the obstacles what women usually go through? Of course, there's a lack of trust from society, from parents, lack of education. Women need to always think twice before taking an action. Single motherhood is not acceptable. There is so much of taboo, right? And that needs to change. That completely needs to change, because I know that women can do anything. And my biggest example is I see all of you on the screen, you all are empowered ladies, empowered women. And the most two beautiful women that I've grew up with was my mother and my own sister. Okay, they were the most beautiful people ever on earth. And just to give you a very small example, I saw my mother, like we used to stay in a rented house in Manipuri Basti. And I remember my mom did so much of sacrifices when it comes to money or when it comes to, supporting my dad. He used to go at 5 o'clock in the morning to the shop, would come at about 10, 11 o'clock at night. And she hardly had any social life. Okay. And she literally sacrificed her entire life for me and my sister. Okay. The same I saw my sister doing as well, because she got married very early. She was married at the age of 18. She got 2 children very early. And of course, in the so-called Indian society, you give birth to children quickly and you're kind of over. Right? And you have nothing else left. Okay. So those taboos, and of course, they really need to change. Now, why am I discussing, ladies, all these things with you? Because you all are empowered ladies, and a massive responsibility is on all of you. I always strongly believe that we need to create a ripple effect in the world. You all are the future leaders. There are a lot of young girls. They need all of you. Okay. They need all of you. And there is a massive, massive social responsibility you have, not just to yourself, but to the world as well. Do you all agree? Fantastic. All right. I'm trying to stick to the time because just like Bedri, I have a bad habit of speaking a lot as well. All right. But I'm going to go quickly back to myself. And of course, this is not just restricted to women, but in general. There are a few things, and of course, as we were talking about, that we need to be comfortable as in who we are. And I remember, as Beduri would know, that I was very shy when I was in school, extremely sensitive, couldn't take rejection in my life. I couldn't take failures much in my life. And then what followed was a series of failures and series of rejections in my life, which actually made me very, very comfortable. Now I've reached a stage of my life where most of my friends say, "Are you sadistic? You love failure so much. You love pain so much." It's not that I'm sadistic. It's just that I'm too comfortable with it right now. It doesn't bother me anymore. Okay. So I think it's important. And by the way, there's one confession I must give you now, because we are talking after a long time. If you remember my incident, which happened in my school when I got banged on my forehead by a cricket bat. Okay. And actually that kind of shattered my life in a way, because I got only a 60% in my board exam, and in my mathematics part 2, which was geometry, I got a 0 out of 50. Okay, and that was terrible. And, we are talking about, again, a society where you have to be an engineer, you have to be a doctor, but I was neither an engineer nor a doctor. And of course, from my childhood, I had massive, massive, massive dreams, never knew how I would achieve it. Went through a lot of situations in my life, in Guwahati, in Bangalore, and then I came to the UK. But fast forward, what I just want to say very quickly is the more pain you go through, the more struggles, the more failures you go through. What really matters is, as one of the speakers rightly mentioned, it's your mindset. And it all boils down to how you perceive failures, how you perceive pain. It all depends down to that, because at the end of the day, it's not about your happy times. Our lives are such, as the beautiful saying goes, that as long as you are feeling pain, that means you're alive. The moment you stop feeling pain, that means you're dead, right? So it's very important that how you perceive pain, how you perceive failure, it's so important. So fast forward, what I just want to say is I'm sitting here right now in London, and the only thought that came to my mind after I came here and I set up all these businesses and all of that is I want to give back to the world. I want to give back to the community. So far we have worked with almost 100,000 plus people, out of which 50,000 plus girls. All over India, we have worked on different projects. We also strongly believe, and I think this is something I want to share with all of you, fundraising is a brilliant idea. Of course, to run a charity, to run a foundation or a trust, money is important. But what I would like to recommend here is let's not give fish to people. Let's teach them how to fish. Okay, it's very important, because if we really want to help people, if we really want to help the people who are in the poverty line, who are really poor, who are underprivileged, the more you give to them in terms of money, in terms of logistics, yes, to a certain extent we can give them, but that's not a permanent solution, because they are kind of becoming dependent on you. Okay, but what we need to do is a real empowerment is actually happens when you actually teach them the relevant skills so that they can fund themselves. They can take care of themselves, they can earn by themselves. Okay, so all these basic things are very important. Few points just want to share with all of you, which I think might be very useful for all of you. First, as empowered people, let's overcome fears. There are saying that there are 12 kinds of fears. I'm sure many of you would agree that you have fear of failure, fear of being judged. How many of you have fear of judgment? Oh, they might say this about me. I don't want to talk too much about it. Or they will say, oh my God, I would become a laughing stock. People have fear of being judged. That's why they don't even open up. They don't even talk about it. Okay. You have different kinds of fear. Fear of being famous, fear of money, fear of not having money. There are different kinds of fear. But the good news is what? As a child, when a child is born, you only have two kinds of fear. One is the fear of falling down, and the other one is fear of too much noise and sound. Okay. Every other fear is man-made. So the good news, ladies, get over all your fears. Okay. Everything you can overcome. If there is anything there, work within yourself, you can overcome that. First thing. Second thing, consider yourself as human Google. You all use Google? Raise your hands. All of you use Google, right? Fantastic. Great. Two questions very quickly. The first thing, you use your smartphones, you use your laptops and all of that. Have you seen operating system? It gives an option called upgrade, update, right? And if you don't update it, your phone might crash. Right? And why do you update? Because it gives you better security, it gives you better applications and all of that. So my question to all of you lovely ladies, when was the last time you upgraded your brain? Okay, it's very, very important that you constantly keep upgrading yourself. There is a very strong taboo. I did a bachelor's degree 10 years ago. I did a master's degree 20 years ago. Okay, that's 20 years ago. What have you done now? Okay, so the world is changing at a fast rate. So constantly you have to keep learning and adapting to new things. You've got to be a student for life. Okay, it's very, very important. Become a student for life. Come out of your comfort zone. Don't be too comfortable. Okay, comfortable, if you're comfortable, you will never grow. But if you're coming out of your comfort zone, you always grow. Okay, it's very, very important. And be very careful of what thoughts you allow in your head. It's like a human Google, as I mentioned. Whatever you type in Google, it gives you the search result. Okay, so you feed in something good feedback will come out. If you feed in something really bad feedback will come out. Okay, so be very, very conscious about all these things. Okay, and the last thing I want to say, without taking much of your time, is archetypes. You don't have to be a warrior all the time in life. We all have different personality types. Okay, I know some of us are very serious types. I know some of us are very romantic types. Ask me about it. When I was in school, I was like the Romeo and Juliet types. Okay, I can like live and die for like for my love. Okay, that was the kind of person I am. But I eventually realized that I need to change myself because that's not good. Okay, so you got to be a combination of four things. One, when it's needed, be a warrior. Be serious, be determined, be disciplined, be organized, but not all the time. Sometimes be a lover, relax, go out, be romantic, do your things. Third, be a jester, be funny sometimes, make jokes on yourself, make jokes on others. It's okay to have fun. You don't have to take your life so seriously all the time. And the last thing, be spiritual. Okay, it's a beautiful thing to be spiritual, to give back to the world. Giving is the most beautiful thing. Consuming will never make you happy, but the more you give to the world, the more your heart will be filled up. Okay, so on that note, I just want to say a last thing, that there was this amazing, beautiful beach, and there was this one guy who was walking far away from the shores, and he saw this small guy throwing something back into the water. This guy was really curious, so he actually went closer to the boy just to see what exactly he's putting back into the water. And he saw that he's collecting fishes which came to the shore, and he's putting it back into the water. And this guy says, "You are totally stupid, because there are thousands of small fishes which are on the shore. You can't put it back." And he says, "Doesn't matter. As many as I can, I would continue doing it." So what I'm trying to say to all of you lovely ladies is, you all are so beautiful, brilliant, magnificent. Try to change at least one life. Try to change at least one life. You don't have to do millions. This is a massive group. I know, 72,000 plus. Just imagine, you change one life, you're changing 72,000 lives. Okay, so that's all I want to say to all of you. Beduri, again, very, very good luck to you for all your future ventures and everything. Now, we have a lot of projects, Beduri, 60 plus courses. What we do, just to inform you very quickly, any money that we raise through our events, through our workshops and all of that globally, we take 15% to 20% of the profits out, and we always share it for the world, for different causes. Okay, so that's something I would love to collaborate with you, would love to know more with you. We have so much to offer. We would love to support your causes as well going forward. Thank you very much. Thanks to all of you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Sujay sir, for the brainstorming session. Thank you so much.
Pleasure.
Our next speaker for the evening is a technical coordinator, gender responsive budgeting, United UN Women. She is a gender expert with over 10 years of expertise in several aspects of gender transformative planning issues. She has worked with several governmental bodies, corporate houses, and policy think tanks. Her doctoral thesis focuses on understanding placed women making a case for a special economic zone in Rajasthan, India. Here I welcome Dr. Sanghamitra Dhar.
Hello, everyone. Am I audible? Yeah. I feel very out of place in this discussion because all of you have been talking about so varied topics that I feel I'm the serious one out, and I wanted to make my presentation a little more vibrant. So I was just redrafting what I had been talking about with Veda. So first of all, thank you Veda, thank you She Saga platform for inviting me. I actually am a very as the role also says, I'm a technical person and I have rarely talk in social events. So this is something I'm doing really kind of unusual for me, but I thought as I had been discussing with Veda, that this is a platform where a lot of women and men engage, and this kind of a discussion is very critical. So I would just like to point out a few things. First of all, thank you to Dr. Naziri, who made the first presentation on health, and that is something that is very critical in this area. But just to give a background why I am talking about it, I work in organization where we talk about gender inequality and how it has to be addressed across the world. And I'm a specialist on gender ending violence against women and gender responsive budgeting. So these two areas are actually very critical because these are the root areas where women are facing the problems around the world. And we make many sundry remarks on how cooking is irrelevant, or how homemakers are irrelevant, or as even Anjan has pointed out, a very critical point, that anything and everything that are being done between the two couple, or in a relationship of any role, both parties actually have equal role. And he rightly pointed out that the way he actually encouraged his partner
and that led to a very healthy and good lifestyle, is something that we actually, as a gender person, I actually try to speak to everyone about. And also one thing else that somebody made a running passing comment, that we will not only talk about women, we will also talk about men, is something problematic to me, because when we are talking about gender, we are actually talking about all genders. It's not just men and women. We are also talking about transgenders and every other category of gender. So first of all, we always have to understand, whenever we are talking about gender, please bring everyone in, because this is an inclusive inclusion that we are talking about. And when we are talking about inclusion, we have to involve everyone in the conversation. And the fight or the discourse is not against man or women. It is actually a discourse against patriarchal and archaic mindset. It is the mindset that needs to change, and that's why the overall discussion percolates to that. I particularly am a intersectional feminist. By that I mean somebody who has been talking about not only men, women, but also the different variations, because we have to understand feminism as we know today originated in one part of the world where even the basic right of voting was not given. India, or this area, did not have that issue, because the moment we got independence, voting came included in the conversation. So our discussions around gender or gender mainstreaming per se is a little different, and that's why the intersectionality is very, very critical, because we talk about caste, we talk about class, we talk about many other subsections, and that's why it's a very, very dynamic and complex area. So in my work, I am helping multiple federal states to build their state policies around gender mainstreaming. By that, it's the work that I do is called gender budgeting, which basically is across all the line departments. All of you must be aware that any government works with multiple departments. So I try to help every department or the government, because now currently I'm working with finance and social welfare, to incorporate gender into their each and every policy and scheme. Why so? Because until and unless that is made inclusive, until and unless that is mainstreamed, all our conversations about so-called equality becomes moot, because that, until the policies have changed, end of the day लोग यही बोलते हैं कि भाई हुआ क्या, चेंज क्या हुआ. तो चेंज हर लेवल पे होना जरूरी. I hope everybody understands Hindi, because I am seeing many names which are from different regions. So if it is okay, I will be using both the languages. So it's basically that when we talk about social changes and this kind of changes, it's not only from below, like Veda is talking about distributing different kind of aids to needy people. That kind of a philanthropic take is also there. We also have to remember we live in a world where human rights is pertinent and is fundamental, and we live in a society which is right based. So अगर हम किसी के लिए कुछ कर रहे हैं, it's not out of our good heart. It's actually their right and our duty, because we are in a better position, so we have an obligation to support that. And that's why whenever I engage with any forum or any discussion, it is out of that pro bono discussion that I support and I practice. So one thing that we have to understand whenever we are talking about any kind of philanthropic conversation, nobody is doing any charity word is very problematic. So we need to do away with that word, and we have to understand that whatever we are doing for whoever we are doing, it is actually our
responsibility to do it. And that's why I commend Veda for the work that she's been doing in Assam and I think West Bengal also. You have been engaging in those. So I really respect the work that you are doing, because those are the grassroots requirements that need to be addressed. However, only in the grassroots will not help, because that is only one side of the conversation. The other side is top down, because until the policies are changed, until the policies have been kind of revised and mainstreamed, the conversation cannot change. तो चाहे हम लोग कितना भी हैंडलूम का प्रोपोगेट कर ले, चाहे हम लोग कितनी भी ये सारी बातें कर ले, एमएसएमई अगर नहीं वो हुआ बिल्ड हुआ, if the sector does not grow, then whoever we are trying to target, they have not kind of reached their goals. So all these startups, all these conversation around innovation actually boils down to MSME sector, and that area is very, very it actually adds a lot to the economy. However, because of non-information and rather misinformation, lot of these conversations do not reach the actual target group. So that's why whenever we are talking about empowerment, we first have to understand what empower means. Everybody can actually operationally define it. However, one always has to remember that the term, when you have made a statement saying that okay, ये इसके लिए है, whatever the goal is, like I believe She Saga also has objective of sharing the stories. Even in sharing the stories, one has to remember that inspiration to है ही, साथ में we also have to understand the struggles. Like Dr. Saikia pointed out that she is in such a remote area where most of the time the women reaches the hospital at the last hour. Why? Because not only half, actually 80% of her life she lives with the thought that she has to take care of every other person but herself. So that's why she goes for the medical aid at the last hour, and that's why the complications exacerbate, and that's why the medical fraternity in remote areas struggles so much to actually help the women's situation, and mortality rates are very high in rural areas. So all these aspects have to be kept in mind whenever we are talking about a women's issue, or for that matter human issue, basically, because men or women, both of them are two parts of the coin, and without either, the function cannot go well. However, we also have to remember that in this world that we are living, we are working on an equity approach, because most of the regions, women have been marginalized. Because as Simone de Beauvoir very rightly pointed out, I'll just quote one statement that she makes, and that she made it in 39 or 49, and it holds true even today. I'll just quote it. Representation of the world, like the world itself, is the work of men. They describe it from their own point of view, which they confuse with the absolute truth. So what does that imply? That whatever they are saying, whatever is being talked about, is from one perspective, and that's why the other perspective is so important. And that's why I congratulate this She Saga magazine, because that will also give an platform to have those other person's views, be it a cooking discussion, be it a whatever sharing it is, because the voices, the silenced voices need a platform, and your platform is, I'm hoping, will help them to come up with it. I will just request that, of course, editors will be editing it. However, I would also want some kind of imperfections, because every woman, be it a rural woman or a urban woman, everybody has their own way of talking about something. we being so-called educated, we feel that okay, इसको हम filter कर देते हैं, इसको इस तरह से present करते हैं तो ज़्यादा reception होगा. Let us understand that when we are doing that to a person who has attempted this thing for the first time, that will not be a good thing for her moral. When we edit something for this is from my personal experience, because we in UN Women also we try to encourage women to work to present their views, and whenever we take them to any international forum or any places, we ask them to talk what they want to talk about on the program that we have worked on. So the audience might find it ki bahut out of context ho raha hai. However, the key points will be there, and a person who is open to that idea would actually give that the speaker an opportunity to kind of come out of that shell of fear, of hesitation, of any kind of shame, and that will actually empower that person. So in today's time, the exact example that I'm sharing is from one of the tea estates of Assam, where this woman was taken to Morocco and where she shared her experience of the project that we were working on. We were actually working on empowering or rather bringing in the gender element in the tea estates, because as you all must be aware, tea estate is a very, very insular community which does not go by the standard laws of the country. So many abuses and problems were faced. However, through our program, we tried to build around it, and there's a huge group of people, women and men, who are working in those tea estates in Upper Assam, Lower Assam, and West Bengal, and South also, who have built this forum where they share whatever they are feeling about. So when you will sit through it, if you sit through it, you will understand they're sharing anything and everything. But how is it relevant? For us, it is relevant because we are giving them the platform to talk. First of all, they don't get a chance to voice their own views. So, isliye I see the She Saga as that kind of a platform which will give those women also, if they participate. And as Veda very rightly pointed out, language will be an issue, so I'm hoping you guys will be able to address that and keep it open to any and every language, so then those sharings will also come in. Otherwise the translation part will be very tough on all of you. I can understand that. So with these serious pointers, I just want to end my conversation, because gender is something which is very close to my heart, and I work like non-stop on it, so it will just go on and on. But I just wanted to congratulate all of you and thank you for letting me share my views. Thank you. Off to you.
Thank you, Sangamitra. I loved what you said. I just also wanted to mention one thing that you said, we should have all genders. So the cover story this time is about a drag artist, and I have been speaking to a trans woman who is going to write for us. So we are trying to. It has to be an inclusive platform. That's the goal, and I'm sure we will achieve it. I'll come to you if I need any help and suggestions. So thank you, Sangamitra. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Sanghamitra ma'am, for giving to work on the grassroots level and how we can empower the community through discussion and participation. Thank you so much, ma'am. Our next speaker is a NLP coach, energy healer, and a great tarot card reader. A prolific media personality having 15 years of experience as a radio jockey from the Northeastern first satellite channel of Northeast, NETV, as English news reader and anchor. She was awarded Best RJ 2018, 19, 21 by different organizations. So let's own RJ Alia.
Thank you so much, Upasana. And, we are childhood friends. We study together in our nursery classes. So it's great to see you. And before I say something, I would like to congratulate Vedadi for this amazing, magazine that we launched today together, to the editor and to the entire team of She Saga. So my best wishes to the entire team. I'm definitely there to help you out and to reach more voices with our medium, as we are also the exclusive radio partner of this web magazine. And I'm really, really excited, honored, and humbled to be a part of this. So I'd like to share my journey as an example, because I started my career when I was 19 years old, and that too media. So I never conditioned myself, I never conditioned myself, and I always choose myself. So this is my request to each and everyone who is listening right now, because we are also live in Facebook, to male, female, to the youngsters who are listening or who are watching us right now. Never condition yourself. I always believe that Mother Nature has given us all kind of magical powers inside us to face any situation, to face any reality of life. So the example of an elephant, which was given as our first speaker, that it was a very small thread or a rope which was tied up at that point of time, and that elephant was conditioned that, okay, I cannot go out from that, I cannot set myself free from that rope. So being a woman, or the people, especially the women, I request each and every one of you to never condition yourself. Yes, we are always conditioned by our society. They told us, no, you can be like this, don't do that, don't choose this, don't go out, your duty is only to cook. Of course, Mother Nature choose us to as a nurturer. We can nurture people, but that's a quality, that's an ability, that's a magical power that we have, that we can nurture everybody. We have that capacity. So let's embrace it, let's celebrate it. That is what I'm saying, because as Vedadi also mentioned, that if I'm cooking something from my family, I'm happy about it. That's an achievement, because each and every member of my family is happy, and I cooked for them, they eat. So that is also achievement. And I suggest you to watch a movie, Miracles of Life. It's there in Netflix. Please go and watch it, because miracle is not something like a genie will come and you tell them, please give me this, and they will do it. But people around us, different things that we do with the help of the other people in our life are miracles. So I request each and every one of you who is listening, who is watching, please trust yourself, please love yourself, don't condition yourself. When I started my journey in media, my family told me, okay, you are in the media, now you have to do something else. You cannot be a part of it, people will judge you, people will say, no, this is not a right kind of a profession. But trust me, I have learned so many things in last 15 years. I have met so many inspiring people who changed my life, who changed my way of thinking. I was conditioned with many things, but right now I always believe to ask, to choose, because to choose something is my right, it's my birthright, which is given to me by Mother Nature. So please choose yourself, put yourself in the priority list, whether it is a health, physical health, mental health, choosing your job, choosing something that you like to it. I like to put small examples. For example, the mother of the house, jo maa hai, when we order something, she used to say, tum log jo khaoge main wahi khaungi. I have seen this. But the thing is that कि ऐसा क्यों है? Why? We need to change it. मुझे ये खाना है, so I will order first and then I will ask your thing. So this is what you really need to do. When you travel in a plane, the pilot instruct you to use your oxygen mask first and then help others. So that's the principle of life. First, we should help ourselves. If you really wanted to take care of your family, take care of your health, take care of your thoughts, take care of your surroundings. Then only you can give a good environment to people around you, especially to your child. I am so lucky that I have a boy. It's not because I love boys or like ladka ho gaya or something like that, because you know why? I will try to cultivate certain thoughts or try to actually condition him in such a manner where he can be a good human being who will respect each and every gender, who will believe in life skills, not in some other things. So that is what I believe. So being a mother, as we are the nurturer, especially the females, I request them to cultivate kind of a thoughts or an environment around you where people can grow together, where we can have an equality. When people talk about equality, it's not about the physical appearances that we have. Of course, nature made us different in a different manner. We are physically different, but mentally we are equal. So that kind of environment that we need to cultivate, and I think a women can do it very nicely because we have this superpower to cultivate, to nurture, to instruct everybody in our family. When we say कि अरे माँ क्या कर सकती है, just imagine I am like 33 years old, still I'm dependent on my mom. That's what a mom can do. You take an example of your husband, they come back from the work and they're like, where is your mother? Where is your mother? This is how much they are dependent on us. And we really need to take care of that. We really need to respect that, how much they need us in their life. So that is what I'm saying, that stop conditioning yourself. And even if you're conditioned with certain, like point of view, we can change ourselves at any point of time because we need only 21 days to change everything. For example, I'm a mother of a 5 years old child. My entire system was changed during my pregnancy. Just imagine, within a span of 9 months, मेरी पूरी की पूरी body change हो गई और एक new life is here in the world. Just imagine how much we can change ourselves. So nothing is permanent in this world. We can change everything. Okay, बचपन में हमें वो privilege नहीं मिला. When we are in our teenage, we didn't get that privilege. It's okay. Let's create it for ourselves. We can do it. We have each and everything around us. We don't need a particular job to be independent, but we should always feel empowered to express ourselves. That is what I say. We don't. I think that we, all of us, are empowered by nature. We just need to respect it. That is what we all really need to do. And I think that this magazine is going to be an amazing, amazing platform. And I'm really agree with Sangamitra Di that there are some stories which we don't need any kind of edits. Raw agar logo ke samne aayega, so it will be very good for them to understand this. See, everything is not easy in life. We really need to work hard for everything. And at the end of the day, when we do that hard work, when we do something for ourselves, that's the ultimate happiness that we can have. And happiness is nothing to do with your surroundings. It is completely an inside job. So please, please, please love yourself. Don't condition yourself. You can do anything. You can start your job at the age of 53. You can fall in love at the age of 60. You can marry at the age of 80. You can do anything. You just need that intention, that pure intention inside you to start afresh in every sector of life. So yeah, that's my message at the end of the day. Please love yourself. And that's the best thing we can do with ourselves. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Alia, for sharing your beautiful words. Okay, so now breaking the monotony, let me call Indrani Nandidatta for a song. I hope Indrani is around.
Please give me 2 minutes.
Hi, Indrani.
Hello, just give me 2 minutes, please.
Yeah, sure.
Shall we have the next speaker then? Or she can get ready in the meanwhile. Or are you ready, Rani?
Yeah. Our next speaker is Dr. Falguni Vasavara, professor at MICA. She's a double gold medalist with over experience in the area of marketing and advertising. She has trained corporate professionals and mentored young entrepreneurs. She has published in international journals and presented papers in national and involved in international joint research projects in the area of advertising. She is a TEDx speaker. She blogs on plus-size fashion, styling, women empowerment, gender, etc. on her Facebook page. I welcome Falguni ma'am.
Yeah, so here is the sad news. Ma'am is not well and she cannot come. So she has to get her RT-PCR done. She has high fever. So let's pray that she gets well soon, and we will actually get her online, as a speaker someday soon. So for the time being, maybe Indrani, if she's ready, we can carry on with her. Are you ready, Indrani?
Yeah, just a minute. Let me connect. Am I audible to you? Okay. गजब का है दिल सोचो जरा ये दीवानापन देखो जरा तुम हो अकेले हम भी अकेले मजा आ रहा है कसम से गजब का है दिल सोचो जरा ये दीवानापन देखो जरा तुम हो अकेले हम भी अकेले मजा आ रहा है कसम से देख लो हमको करीब से आज हम मिले हैं नसीब से ओ देख लो हमको करीब से आज हम मिले हैं नसीब से ये पल फिर कहाँ और ये मंजर फिर गजब का है दिल सोचो जरा ये दीवानापन देखो जरा तुम हो अकेले हम भी अकेले मजा आ रहा है कसम से This song is to all the lovely ladies of the She Saga. क्या कहूँ दिल का जो हाल है रात दिन तुम्हारा ख्याल है क्या कहूँ दिल का जो हाल है रात दिन तुम्हारा ख्याल है फिर भी जाने जा तुम कहाँ और हम कहाँ गजब का है दिल सोचो जरा ये दीवानापन देखो जरा तुम हो अकेले हम भी अकेले मजा आ रहा है कसम से Thanks to all of you. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Indrani.
Very nice, Indrani.
Okay, now moving on. Thakur, a Guwahati-based certified yoga professional and the owner of Sri Shakti Yoga Studio. She is also a human resource specialist and has worked for many extended her services as yoga therapist and counselor for the COVID-positive patients for free in the time of distress. I request Ankita Barthakur, please, to share a few words.
Thank you, Upasna. Thank you so much. And Happy New Year to all of you. And a big congratulations to Veda for this new launch. And hope we all will contribute to She Saga to the fullest. Well, so many excellent speakers, no? And today I shall talk about the importance of good health and how yoga plays a role in it, right? So being a man or a woman has significant impact on health as a result of both biological and gender related differences. The health of women and girls of this particular concern, because in many societies they are disadvantaged by discrimination rooted socio-cultural factors. In a country like India, women's health is not an openly discussed topic, right? In some cases, like it might even considered a taboo to talk about menstrual cramps, changes in the breasts, or other health irregularities connected to women. And this needs to change immediately, right? So let us talk about various age categories and how yoga is related to it. I'll wrap up quickly. If we go by the kids, see, yoga helps strengthen children's growing bodies and help them, improve their flexibility, which can reduce the chance of injury. And yoga teaches discipline and reduces impulsivity, right? So it can reduce challenging behaviors in the classroom by providing a physical outlet for children to express themselves. And if we talk about women's health and physical activities, yoga activates the energy chakras and provides strength to women to deal with their physiological and psychological changes. It aids optimizing the performance of the body organs and also balances the hormone and moods and inner peace to attain a quality of life, right? Then we come to adolescence period. Yoga is highly recommended for women in their adolescence. This is a tumultuous period to shape the entire lifetime of girls. They are designed for women at this stage to ensure they adopt to the multiple changes easily and painlessly. For instance, the practice of pranayama and meditation helps calm the restless, fearful, and confused teenage mind, right? And if we talk about productive period, women go through various physical changes during the years of conception and motherhood. So yoga helps optimize the productivity of women. Women experience various alien feelings, we can say, during their pregnancy times. And it is important that they achieve and maintain the good physical and mental health. It is difficult task given the various hormonal changes that are sometimes not under control. And then comes the transitional period. Yes, this is one of the toughest ages for either gender, right? But for women, the complications are singular. Women experience menopause, weight gain, thyroid problems, and other conditions and ailments. The benefits of yoga for women during this time are substantial. So it has great healing powers and can help balance hormones, keep weight in check, help menopause pass smoothly, and maintain a healthy digestive system. pranayama, and meditation help women immeasurably in this difficult and rather tumultuous time in their lives, right? And if we talk about senior citizens, like yoga strengthens bones, reduces stress, improves sleeping habit, enhance balance, flexibility, mobility, strengths, then lessen the risk of depression, then erases aches and pains, right? So, right from adolescence to motherhood, menopause, and old age, women undergo many life changes. So, yoga offers relief for women from major mood swing to lead to that lead disharmony and imbalance in their lives. A daily routine can customize for women according to their age and needs, right? The module of yoga may be, designed for women in such a way that it keeps them fulfilled. So with this, they can achieve bodily poise and mental peace, definitely. So I request everyone, please practice yoga every day, at least for a few minutes, 10, 15 minutes, and you will feel the difference. And definitely, Veda, I want you back in my class soon. And that's all from my side. Thank you so much. Have a nice evening.
Thank you so much, Ankita. Our next speaker is popularly known as RJ Sujita. She's a radio jockey. She's the most senior radio jockey in Big FM 92.7 Guwahati. She engages listener with her Saturday special show, Ahomar Khodimat, on Assamese rituals and customs, in addition to her daily show, Dupara Rodali. She also conducts interview with a range of people from diverse fields. RJ Sujita was nominated for Most Popular RJ of the Year 2019 by India Radio Forum for her contribution to radio. I welcome RJ Sujita to speak a few words.
Hello, am I audible?
Yes, you are.
Thank you. Wish you a very happy new year to all the lovely ladies. And thank you, Veda Di, for having me here. Thank you so much. As many of our esteemed guests has already said the web magazine and the successful stories, so I'm not going to repeat the same. I will take only 2 minutes job talk, just like radio. Being a wife, being a mother of 2 children, and also a radio jockey, I have very less time for myself. But even though I took some time for myself and do things which I love most. So I have started at school. And I have a school of now 50 children whom I teach dancing, singing, acting, mime, and recitation. So to sum up, I want to say that if I can do with my 2 monkeys, then all other can do. So I have to say, always try to do which you love most. Thank you so much. And lastly, I want to say few lines of a Hindi poem which I love most. इस कविता को गीतकार तनवीर गांजी जी ने लिखा है. तू चल, तू खुद की खोज में निकल, तू किस लिए हताश है. तू चल, तेरे वजूद की समय को भी तलाश है, समय को भी तलाश है. जो तुझसे लिपटी बेरिया, समझना इनको वस्त्र तू. ये बेरिया पिघाल के बना ले इनको शस्त्र तू, बना ले इनको शस्त्र तू. तू खुद की खोज में निकल, तू किस लिए हताश है. तू चल, तेरे वजूद की समय को भी तलाश है, समय को भी तलाश है. चरित्र जब पवित्र है तो क्यों है ये दशा तेरी. ये पापियों को हक नहीं कि ले परीक्षा तेरी, कि ले परीक्षा तेरी. तू खुद की खोज में निकल, तू किस लिए हताश है. तू चल, तेरे वजूद की समय को भी तलाश है, समय को भी तलाश है. जला के भस्म कर उसे जो क्रूरता का जाल है, तू आरती की लौ नहीं, तू क्रोध की मशाल है, तू क्रोध की मशाल है, तू खुद की खोज में निकल, तू किस लिए हताश है, तू चल तेरे वजूद की समय को भी तलाश है, समय को भी तलाश है। चुनर उड़ा के ध्वज बना, चुनर उड़ा के ध्वज बना, गगन भी कप कपाएगी, अगर तेरी चुनर गिरी तो एक भूकंप आएगी, तो एक भूकंप आएगी। तू खुद की खोज में निकल, तू किस लिए हताश है, तू किस लिए हताश है, तू चल तेरे वजूद की समय को भी तलाश है, समय को भी तलाश है। थैंक यू सो मच।
Thank you so much, Sujita Ba. Okay, now moving forward, our next speaker is a passionate social worker who actively works in areas like education of underprivileged children, spreading cancer awareness, a greener earth, relief work for natural disaster, etc. She is one of the founder trustee of an NGO named Aswas, formed along with her friends from Assam, and is also associated with Connect to Heal, an emotional cancer support health group. Here I call Nandini Sen ma'am to share a few words.
Thank you so much, Upasana, for that introduction. It seems very huge. I want to ask Veda and to all of you, do I have an option to run away? Because this is what she invited me to speak today is about the journey of a homemaker. It's if I did not know the love Veda has for me, your Veda Prana and my little sister Rumi, then I would have definitely, thought of this as an opportunity to get at me for public humiliation, for giving up work and, becoming a homemaker. At the very outset, a big thank you, Veda Prana, Rumi, for getting me here on this platform at the launch of She Saga. I know you will rock it. And I know you have the best of people to be with you at this. I'm thrilled to be here, and wow, what an ensemble we had today of speakers from different sectors who gave out their best, men who spoke volumes about the well-being of women. I am truly humbled to be here. Well, this is the story of a mango woman, Aam Aurat. So basically, how do I start? My story has a homemaker story has a twist. See, I left home from Guwahati to Bangalore with massive ambitions and plans and dreams in my heart of becoming a scientist. I have a degree in molecular biology and biotechnology, and like many of my friends, I did GRE, I had TOEFL, and I basically wanted to go abroad and do research and basically make of myself a, big happening scientist. Yeah, but to start with, I had to start with something. So I left home with a backpack full of books, just 3 salwar kameez and 1 chappal, and one of my closest friends, and set out to Bangalore. So initially, I found myself a job as a lecturer, and then I moved on to a research position. Basically, I wanted to do my PhD there. After about 2 years, 9 months, most people are then wrapping up their PhD. I realized that I had to drop out of it. Okay, some very unfortunate incidents there at the workplaces with my boss. My PhD was going nowhere. So I was crying full time at home. I was married by then, which I had actually delayed by 3.5 years, thinking that I cannot run a PhD and a marriage together. So my husband inspired me that why don't you instead get some, corporate experience. So I joined one very leader in healthcare as a research associate and started working there. So life was basically all about me wanting to become this, scientist, about carving a path, about studying, about going to work at 6 in the morning and coming back by 6:30 because my office was very far away from the city. And I had my mother-in-law, my husband, a very close friend who lived with us that time. So they all, made things happen for me in such a way that I should only work. Okay, I should just focus to become a scientist. But when you are working at it, life has some other plans for you. One fine morning, I woke up and I realized that I was touching 30, and many amongst my relatives and friends were having a hard time, conceiving. So I realized that, yeah, I should now become a mom. Okay. And in no time, I became mother to a lovely, super energetic baby. Okay. But I also had to go back to work. In 2008-9, all these, the strong HR policies today about maternity, about all those were not there so much. All right. So I had to go back to work in about 86 days. My daughter was 2 months to 2 days. And in 2008, I was employing means of a breast pump, expressing milk, and keeping it for her, while my husband and my mother-in-law were doing all the baby stuff, oiling the baby and looking after the baby and everything. And 12 hours later, when I come back home, she doesn't recognize me. Okay, it's only when I take her in my lap, I think she gets that motherly warmth, that she looks up to me. But whereas my husband comes back from work, he stops the bike and she starts looking for him. She knows at 2 months, 2 days, she knows that that man does more for me. Okay. I was going on like this. And when I went back to work after the maternity leave, I was very disappointed with the way people treated me, with the appraisals. Basically, I was evaluating myself with the promotion, with the hike that I was not getting, or comparing myself to other men who were getting promotions, hikes, money, everything. I thought of them where they were not so good. Okay, I thought of them that way. So I was thoroughly, disappointed. I changed jobs. And being thoroughly emotional, I changed a job. I got into another company. The company was not doing good. And one fine day, I come back home and I realized that my maid had a fight at home. She had an argument about something, and she put my daughter in a tub of boiling water. Somehow during that argument time that she spent, I think that water from the geyser had become so subtle that a baby could tolerate it. That particular day, I realized, what am I doing? Did I bring this child on this earth at the behest of others? Was I expecting somebody else to raise my child? A not so educated caretaker or anybody? And of course, I had a lot of, I was going to office and I was coming back at 1:30 a.m. You know how lab work it is for people. And because after all, my love of my life was science, and I wanted to become a scientist and all that. So after this incident, somehow it shook me up, and there were some uncomfortable situation in office, and I left work. And now I set my heart to a PhD that I had dropped some few years back. And during my work, I was in touch with an Ivy League professor who had offered me a position. And I started studying for it. My husband never discouraged me. And after I finished all the exams, I got 99 percentile and all that. I realized that if I applied for that position and I got it, as I was in talks with the professor, what would have happened is I separate a mom from her son, that is my husband, from my mother-in-law, who was basically looking after the entire household till now, and she was not so in such good health anymore. Or I take away my baby and go to pursue my dreams abroad, and I separate the father from the child till he can come and join, which is which was not a great probability in those days because his mother was not doing that good. So I took a back step. I told my husband, one of us must at least reach the zenith. Either you or I should do very well. Okay. I look after the house, you get ahead. So we were going on like that with life. I wouldn't say that, I gave up and I never tried to get back. I tried different things. At times I wanted to contribute to my sister's marriage with my own money, my own. So I worked as a science recruiter. So while my daughter was puking during a viral fever, I was talking to scientists abroad, and I was asking them questions and how I was trying to rope in, trying to get them back to India, basically through a consultancy. And after some time, I also worked with some engineers, hardcore engineers, and writing technical documentation. So basically, whenever I needed money, I tried different things, and I was going good with it. Now today, I feel that I was really brave, because whenever I needed something, I used my education and my skill set, whatever I developed, to do that. But to be honest, in my mother's words, what we always say, I lost my personal window, that small window of fresh air, which is only for me, which you get when you go out to work. Okay. I lost that. I was so involved with my daughter, with raising my daughter. Then I had another child, another baby girl. I was going good with it. But something inside is always poking me. That's when I started this NGO called Ashwas, and we started working with underprivileged children and people on the streets. Basically, we got associated with a government school which has children from laborers. And sooner or later, my daughters grew, they became independent, and I got associated with another NGO, which is now full-fledgedly working for cancer awareness. I became a homemaker by choice, not by force. But I know there are many who are forced to leave. So does that mean the end of the world? At all of 44 now, I don't feel it is the end of the world now. My daughters are grown up. They don't need me as much. Okay. Do I feel dejected or rejected? The corner when I go to get-togethers, some friends know that I'm always part of get-togethers. Okay, I love to be there, and so when they are introducing everybody, and one is a doctor, and the other is a head of an organization, I see people shy away to just tell my name. Okay, they don't even ask what I am doing. Okay, so she's a homemaker, so I think that's quite an embarrassing thing for many. But I'll tell you, I feel free. I really feel free. Okay, I still yearn to go back to work. I get inspired by all my friends who stayed at the workforce despite odds. Their husbands were working overseas. They were having difficult marriages. They raised their children alone. My friends who started working at 40. Okay, my friends who have started giving tuitions, my friends who are IIT grads but have difficulties at home, who have started gardening and selling gardening ideas, selling plants. So basically, you see, whatever we moral science of this value education that we did as children, those basically which taught us about the dignity of labor, it's here. You want to sell a plant, it doesn't make you any lesser than a scientist and a doctor. How does it make it? You value the money that you get, right? So do you really count yourself successful in terms of the money that you earn? Now I cut loose from people who put me down, who think that I did not make $1 million, who think that I did not become successful, who I make friends with simple homemakers who bring so much joy and laughter, who love the way they work. And I urge all the women to bring in the best. One famous woman I met, she's a very successful entrepreneur. And she said, just as Sujoy said, life is all about learning, continuous learning, upgrading yourself. And say, try to find something that you were known best for from from your childhood, from your adolescence, from your teenage, and work on it. Okay, your dreams are not lost. Believe me, you can start when you want to start. All right, we can all start when we want to start. It's all here. It's all here. Maybe there are difficulties at home, a child, an unhealthy parent, but there must be something that you can do. Tuitions, anything, anything, something. Basically, we can, in a bid to look at the future, which is all a figment of our imagination, we always miss the present. We always overlook what is the present, the boons that we have, the miracles that we have that we can all utilize. So that is it. My message to all women like me who have given up work, or like me who want to work again, like me who have a pain in the corner of their heart and who are inspired by people like Veda and many of you. Let's get started. I want to start now, and let's just get started, and let's keep digging our tunnels. Every brick that we remove, let's use it up as a milestone, and let's keep digging till we search up for the light. That's all. Thank you so much for having me and letting me.
Thank you so much, Nandini ma'am, for pushing such motivation to all of us. Thank you so much. Here comes our youngest speaker of the evening, Aratrika Chakraborty. She's currently pursuing her graduation in English honors. She is a debater, a violinist, a literature enthusiast, an avid reader, a passionate swimmer, and a connoisseur of music, especially ghazals. She has always had a knack for speaking in the public platforms. Being an introvert always aggravated the urge of being heard, and what more powerful than platforms that help bolster one's self-confidence by providing them with arenas to speak amidst a crowd of substantial number of people. Welcome, Aratrika.
Very good evening. I hope I'm audible and visible as well. First of all, I probably am the youngest speaker over here and have been waiting for quite long. And yeah, here I go. Before anything else, I would like to thank Vedaprana for giving me the opportunity to come and speak here. And I would wish her a big, big, big congratulations for the She Saga, and I hope that it reaches its zenith. And I would also like to applaud and tell all the previous speakers that your stories were so inspiring and endearing for me. And I look forward to the speakers to follow. So to be very honest, I haven't prepared a written speech, as you say, because I was reminisced on the firebrand feminism that called the écriture feminism, feminist Helen Sixu, who said that, who tried to language which is more spontaneous and more flowy for women and get out from the phallogocentric male-dominated language system that we speak in. And so since this entire magazine is for women and cater to their needs, I thought to carve out something a little spontaneous and deliberate from my own side. I might fumble a little. I hope you cut me a slack over there. So let me start with a very pertinent thing that I feel to talk about. Whatever I'll be speaking right now will be from the perspective of a privileged person, because I very strongly believe that any discourse as such cannot be sacrosanct or catering to the needs of the entire society, because we can only speak subjectively from the strata of the society to we belong from. And I also believe that every discourse is mediated through the spectrum of class. Like, I'll give you an example. A class, as in I talk about the social, financial, educational class of the society that people are divided into. I'll give you a small example. Since we are talking about women discrimination is something that probably all of us have faced. for people belonging to the upper strata of the society, the discrimination has been more subtle, while those belonging from the marginalized strata, it has been more poignant. In a way that we have often noticed that in families consisting of two siblings, especially one male and a female, a little bit of preferential treatment is always given to the male sibling. You'll see, for example, some good food has been prepared, for example, a chicken curry. Always the bigger piece of chicken or meat is served to the male child, and then the thing that is left is served to the female child. And I don't say this that they do it purposely, or it is done because the female child is abhorred, but that is something that has been ingrained in our mind since our childhood, because we live in a patriarchal world. Now, since we're talking about the patriarchal world, something that I could not negate, and I would rest assured that all the women out here can relate to me, is the commodification of women. Commodification of women is something that is present in every arena of all the societies, more so in the Indian society. One very common example would be that of a woman being very often referred to as a mal, or a product that we call. And that is done by men from the age of 6 to 60, and that doesn't stop. Also, I think if you ponder, most expletives in our regional languages are all derogatory towards women. I won't name the expletives, but if you go back to your mind and ponder on Bengali expletives, or probably Hindi, or any as such, even English ones, are all against women being commodified. That is such a big example of commodification over here. Another example of commodification that I would like to talk about is propagated through mass media, especially through films or daily soaps that we watch. There are most songs in Bollywood are such commodified songs, and that they don't only commodify women but also propagate internalized misogyny. Now, what is internalized misogyny? I'll just give you a small definition. It is hatred towards women by other women. So one such example would be that song. It's a very popular song that has a line. I think it's called Fevicol Se, and it has a line saying, "Main to tandoori murgi ho yaar, gatkale saiya alcohol se." There's this very pertinent line, and I got through that yesterday. I was scrolling through Instagram and I just heard that. So what the song just implies is the song puts down a woman as a piece of meat who is to be gulped down with alcohol by the man. And the worst part of internalized misogyny that lies here is the fact that this song has been sung by a woman and danced to by a woman and appropriated by women. Now, as coming to internalized misogyny, I'll give you a little easier example, or a more substantial example that probably all women can relate to. I think all of us have heard this one term: "You're not like other girls. You are different. Tum to alag ho. Tum baki ladkiyon jaisi nahi ho." And we never revolted to it. We always thought that, oh my God, we caressed our ego. Look at me. I am different. But we never thought that that is putting down any other woman over here. That is putting down another woman who probably is at the same stage that I exist, and the man or any person who is trying to woo me by telling me that I'm not like other women is trying to put down another woman, and I appropriate that. But we don't do it purposely, but that is the effect of patriarchy. That at every corner, a woman is being shushed down by another woman and is being told to keep quiet and say that अपने limit तक रहो क्योंकि लड़कियां इससे ऊपर नहीं चढ़ती. तुमसे शादी कौन करेगा? Is that pertinent thing that is so prevalent. So I think that as a young woman, that is something that the society should stop doing. Stop putting down ropes around the feet of women and tell that everything, it's sort of a rule book, that a woman is only supposed to stay under this lines. For example, I'll tell you, while sitting down even, do not sit like that. That is so unwomanly. Do not spread your legs and sit. It doesn't look nice. Your legs are going to become all, crooked, and you won't look nice. Also, another thing that women are always said that, "Arey, muh mein dahi haldi lagao, warna kali ho jayegi. Tumse shadi kaun kar lega?" And believe me, I tell you, even I have heard that. From being questioned about what we wear to being questioned about how we talk in public, women are always something that they should be under regiment. Okay, so I bragged a lot about that. Now, something that I want to talk about next, as I was supposed to speak about what, as a young woman, I would change in the society. ever since our birth, the society has conditioned our gender. And by gender, I mean not an identified gender, but the acquired gender that is done through by looking at your genitalia. So when a child is born, you'll see in the NICU, the NICU, a male child is always wrapped in a blue cloth and a female child is always wrapped in a pink cloth, thereby portraying that pink is the color for women and blue is the color for men. So as time passes by, you see, I'll go through stages. Maybe you're 5 to 6 years old. That time, when you start playing, the toys that are gifted to a girl is a Barbie set or a kitchen set, while the toys that have been given to a boy is either a gun or a cricket bat or anything the like. And so thereby they already distinguish that this is like a woman and that is like a man. And that doesn't exist only till that level of what products a child should play with. Also, hobbies. What hobbies are women like and what hobbies are male like. For example, a woman is okay to watch, daily soaps. But a man is abhorred on if he says that I like watching daily soaps because I am only supposed to like cricket or have my standards as high that I am going to be watching football. Because watching daily soaps makes me a quote unquote woman. That breaks down my masculinity. I'm no more masculine, I become feminine. And the term feminine is used in such a derogatory sense at all stages that it questions me that whether women were born to be criticized or is it the society and the appropriation that people in the society do that women are the other. It's men who should dominate. It's men who will live on while women are going to be subdued by them. And I tell you this, that it is not only men who appropriate this ideology, it is even women. It is you, me, we have done it somewhere subtly, unknowingly in our unconscious. That's something as a young woman in the society, I would like to change. It's a conscious effort. I know it's easier to preach than follow, but I think it's a high time that we try our best to break down these shackles. Something else that I would like to talk about is gender equality. So that brings me to the stark differences between the concepts of gender equality in both the West and in India specifically. In the West, the concept of gender equality was more radical. As I tell you, radical, that most of the feminists that carried down feminism in the 2 or the 3 waves in Western culture had a role. What should I say? They had believed more on radicalization. Like, since a long time patriarchy had prevailed, now it's time to decimate patriarchy and establish matriarchy. Thereby, a woman runs society. However, in India, this form of feminism was different. It was more like a status quo feminism. What status quo feminism talks about is equal rights and equal opportunities for both men and women. But there's another question that arises. Are there equal opportunities still today? Do we get equal opportunities? Gender equality has been talked about very in high voices these days. And I'll tell you a small example, like a personal acquaintance of mine, a male acquaintance recently, not recently, a few days back, just told me that, you know what, I am a gender equalist because I paint my nails. He said that I am a gender equalist because I paint my nails. And at the same time, I noticed him that going to the kitchen and helping his mom prepare a cup of tea for himself is not something that a man does because his fragile man ego is going to get hurt. So why this hypocrisy? If you believe in gender equality, do not show it by painting your nails. Go and divide the job and don't think that a particular job is for a woman or a particular job is for a man. Jobs do not have gender nuances. Jobs are jobs. You can also, as I was talking about hobbies, like a woman has to have like hobbies like knitting, singing, dancing, or, cooking. But if a man likes knitting, oh my God, you're no more a man. I have seen the society heap upon certain expectations from men in such a way that I am so sorry from the perspective of the society towards men too. I'll tell you that men are not supposed to have hobbies like knitting. Recently, an Olympian, a British Olympian, if I'm not wrong, was highly, what should I say, was highly revered on because he was spotted knitting while sitting on the platform while he was, he's a diver. So before his practices in the Olympics, he was seen knitting and people told him, look at him, he's such multi-talented. But come to the grassroots level, if some in a family, the son of the family wants to knit and pursue a career in knitting, would you allow him to do it? Or would you tell him, "Arey, ye sab chhod de, go and play cricket, go play with the boys"? That's what you do. So it's easier to preach than follow, as I told you. So I would like to tell this specifically to men. Dear men, it's okay if you want to be vulnerable, it's okay if you want to cry. It's okay if you want to wear pink or a Hawaiian floral shirt and not appropriate wearing a black tie suit. It's okay if you want to be sensitive after watching Titanic and cry when, Jack dies. It's okay if you want to watch Notebook for a 14 times and still feel that warm and gooey feelings of butterfly. The society will heap upon a lot of things upon you, but try and be your original self. That's what I wanted to tell you. Now, a little bit before I wind up, because I know that it's been a long time and probably most people want to leave, I would like to talk a little bit about our government. As a young woman, I feel that not being aware of what is happening in the world is not something expected out of me. I applaud the government on what it does at the meta narrative level in putting our country on a high pedestal and in the global level and bolstering ourselves. But I think we should also look down to the to the micro narrative, that is the grassroots level. This can be appropriated when I talk about. I'm associated with this organization called the Robin Hood Army, which is a zero fund organization and caters to the needs of the underprivileged. So I am a part of that organization, and we often do drives, carry out drives, whereby we look at the needs that the people in our city want and we cater to them. A few days back, we attended this drive of uh, distributing sanitary pads to women of the marginalized strata of the society. So we went to the slum, and again, as is the picture in this country, most slums, or rather all slums, are located under the tallest building of the city. Same is the case in my city too. The slum is located under the tallest and the most expensive building of the city. But I won't talk about that. That's going to become political. So in that slum, once we went and once we asked as to how many women are there in the slum, a woman came up and told me, "Didi, आज तो आप हमको ये दे जाओगे, हम एक महीने के लिए ये इस्तेमाल कर लेंगे, फिर उसके बाद क्या होगा? उसके बाद तो हमको फिर से कपड़ा ही इस्तेमाल करना होगा." So yeah, that's the country we live in. That's the country we live in, where women do not even get sanitary pads for free. I mean, up till 2018, we had to pay 12% taxes on sanitary napkins, which is a basic necessity. Now that has been eradicated, but still, sanitary pads are not available to people who need it. They still use dirty rags, and I don't know what is the percentage of people who uh, die every year in India due to menstrual dyshygiene. They die because of that. And so, since we're talking about menstruation, something that I want to also talk about, the taboo surrounding menstruation and sex that is prevalent in this country. I'll tell you, I go to this pharmacy shops. I have to go to the lady and tell her in a very low voice, "I need a sanitary napkin," which too I will not be given in hand. That will be wrapped in 2 layers of newspaper or into a black polythene bag as if I'm purchasing a box of grenades and given to me. That is the taboo. Menstruation is still considered to be something, a hush hush topic. Similar sex. I passed out from a convent school, that to an all girls convent school, and believe me, we were never imparted sex education. So I remember the only time that we were acquainted to a chapter or something related to sex education was in the 10th grade when we were supposed to read the reproductive system. And I remember that was a deal for the teacher to teach. I understood the amount of shame that she felt. I remember a part came where she had to explain the male penis, and she literally told us, this you can go through, okay? This you go through by yourself." That is the shame around sex. So similar is the shame around periods. I believe me, I have been brought up in a very privileged family, a family of educated people, and I till today do not have to shy away in order to talk about sex or, periods in front of my parents. It's okay. I know a lot of people might say that it's okay, you can talk about it to your mother, but even my father, and he's so holistic about it. He was the first person to have told me that sex is something that you should talk about in a very holistic way, and people should be given information, because proper sex education, if not imparted, I don't know where the society is going, because the system through which most students in my class gained sex education was either through pornography or through half gathered knowledge from their friends. And that is high time that it should stop. So these were a few things. I know there are a lot of points that I can talk about, but since we are in a time crunch, I would like to wind up. I would wind up on this topic that, maybe a lot of us hear that feminism, what is the need for feminism? Or, I am not a feminist, I rather believe in equality. These are the terms that I am often acquainted with these days. But, I feel that feminism is a topic that is needed and that will be prevalent in this world till the day that we still live in a country where in the Lok Sabha, recently an MP could just say that if rape is inevitable, you should just lie down and enjoy. And nobody retorted to that. Nobody told that this is something that you shouldn't be saying. They laughed it out. We still live in that society when woman, after a rape, is asked that what was the rape victim wearing and not why did the rapist rape him. We still live in the society that I, before going out of my house, have to ask my parents 15 times, look at me, is my bra strap visible? Or is that any way that I might be sexualized because of what I'm wearing? It's till today that I have to think that whether I can walk back home at night from the nearby store or nearby cafe that I have been sitting. And I feel that feminism is a topic that is required and that needs to appropriate itself, and an equality should be established till the day. I have to sit here and count on the reasons that why we need feminism. And I have to still tell and be ashamed of the fact that I have met people, two sets of people generally. One of them either calling me, "Arey, हट जाओ, feminist आई है, feminist जैसी बातें करेगी, हट जाओ," and use feminism as a very derogatory term. Or I have met a group of pseudo intellectuals who call feminism redundant. But I, as a young woman, would like to tell this one thing to all the fellow women over here who I know have experienced life in a level much higher than me in terms of age, in terms of establishments, that do not ever undermine yourself. Do not ever try to change what the society feels or the society wants you to be. Just be the person you are, and also accept the differences. Accept the fact that everybody is different and everybody has a story to tell. Just accept the differences, accept people how they are, and the world, I feel, is going to be a different and a beautiful place to reside in. Thank you.
Maybe Aratrika got disconnected.
Am I not audible?
Vedadi, shall we wait or?
No, she closed it.
I closed it down.
Okay. You missed it, I guess. But yeah, that's the end of the event. You can close it to person.
Yeah. To end the day, firstly, I'd like to thank all the participants of the day, speaker and singers. Special thanks to Ekta Shah ma'am on behalf of Veda Pranadi for whatever you are doing for the She Saga. Thanks to all the Sari Saga members for the unconditional love and support. Thanks to all our contributors. Thanks to our developer Intellier for the website. Let us all continue to support the She Saga just like we supported Sari Saga, and wish we could make a big difference in the lives of many more people by creating awareness. Thank you so much. Stay safe. Good night. Veda, do you want to say something?